Walk in the room now.
All right, and we live. Hello, everybody. Hi.
What up?
Hello.
What's
Hello.
good?
So first off,
What up?
everybody, welcome our glorious Uncle John. Welcome, John Eric Bentley. Hi. Say hello,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody.
Uncle John?
And secondly, while we were waiting, you guys are all degenerates. So let's see. We got the Shiny Shillings podcast. We got the deoxidized doubloons, the tarnished topaz.
Topaz.
Tarnished topazes, the dirty dollary dues, the dingy
I like the
diamonds,
lackluster loonies.
Lackluster loonies,
Wait,
polished
is this
prisms.
in the comments? That
This is all
This
in
is
chat
the-
right now.
This is all in chat.
Oh
How
my
come I can't
god.
see it? Can I see it on mine?
You gotta pull up the.
Oh, this
our
is on Twitch,
chat.
on the Twitch chat.
Oh, this is why they were waiting for us to go live.
Yeah, this is while they
Yeah.
were waiting for us to go live.
I don't know how to pull up all that stuff. Where do I?
Here, let's see.
Polished
Ah.
prisms?
Send you the
Polished
link.
prisms.
Oh, don't worry, because I'm going to fool around and disconnect and I'll be mad.
The dirty
I
dollar
know
juice is a good
everybody
one though.
there.
The Shiny Shillings podcast, my favorite.
I just like that you
That's
guys
a good
kept
one.
up with the idea of the alliteration. I'm proud of you.
The
The
deoxidized.
depreciated
is everything.
dongs, Vietnam.
Don't you?
Oh, jeez.
Don't
Oh,
do
you
it,
gotta ask
physics.
where
The
they're from.
filthy Franks. Come on.
But you gotta ask where
Friends.
people are from when they're coming up with this. That's the fun part of it.
Our
No,
people
we-
are they're
we-
just creative. They just all over here
Yeah.
like, okay, what's a
These are.
Rusty Rupees? All right, let's go. Alliterations, dirty first, and some
Yeah.
kind of jewel. Let's go.
Pardon me. That's awesome. I love that.
Eroded
That's how I came up
euros.
with it, yeah.
The eroded
What?
euro.
What was it? Eroded?
Eroded
Eroded
euros.
euros. I'm not
Eroded
mad at
euros.
that one. It works.
It's kind of like, Greek and Roman mythology. I like that.
You know.
Yeah.
But what's
We're gonna
good,
save that one.
everybody? Yellowed yen. I was wondering who was gonna come up with the yen one first. Yellowed yen. That's crazy.
Yellowed yen.
Did anyone come up with a Z?
Who's gonna come up with the zenny one? Somebody's gonna come up with something.
The
Zealous.
Zenny?
Zealous.
No.
The zealous zenny.
Zealot.
Why is it zealous? Why is the money zealous? That's crazy. But happy Sunday, everybody. I hope
Sure,
everybody's been
yes.
having a good afternoon so far. Once again, welcome to Rusty Rupees podcast. We stream right here Monday through Sunday, right here, twitch.tv/Rusty Rupees, where we bring you the podcast, community games, some of that good old Tekken, and whatever else
Sir.
we're doing throughout the week. You know, me probably getting stressed out over something spooky, so it is what it is. Remember, if you already don't do so, please go ahead and hit that follow button right here at twitch.tv/Rusty Rupees so you know when we go live. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, go ahead, send us some love. We appreciate it. You ain't doing nothing with it anyway. You can
Probably forgot it even exists.
Fact. We just reminded you right now.
There you
Mhm.
go.
fine.
We put our podcast episodes up on youtube.com/Rusty Rupees. Go ahead, hit the sub there, hit that bell notification so you know when we do stuff. PAX is coming up next week, so we'll probably have interviews and other things going up as of next month, so look forward to that. Grimy Gill is crazy and I love it. Good job, Izzy.
Grimy
The
Gill.
Grimy
I
Gill.
like that one.
Keep it topical for Final Fantasy, I suppose.
That was actually Deso that came up with that.
Oh, is Deso?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
Deso.
I saw Fizzy when I said thank you, Deso. See, just so
I like
talented.
that.
But yes, hi everybody. I hope everybody's been doing well. Once again, welcome. We have our good Uncle John here, and we just gonna talk about things. We just gonna catch up. It's been a while. We're going back from the last time we had a call together. That was 4 years ago now, and that is insane.
That is actually
We've
insane.
seen each other in between, which is awesome, but you're right.
That's true.
That's crazy that we haven't been on in 4 years. We can't do that again.
No.
I mean, you've been
I
busy,
think,
Uncle John.
I think
though.
all of us were in different
but-
homes the last time we did a Skype call.
Yes.
I don't think
No,
in
we
the
were.
same house that
None
we
of
were
us are in the
currently.
same place.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we're
funny.
all in different homes. It's crazy.
That's a good thing, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all that,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely.
Yes.
Different homes.
Cam's
black
not in the
girls,
closet
which is
anymore.
good.
Right?
I miss
Oh,
my
look at
old
all this
house. But we talked about that.
I know you got a lot of room, Cam. Look at all that.
I stretch my arms out and I still can't touch the walls.
Are those all games? Are those all games?
Those
in
all
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all
Yeah.
games over there.
Yeah, Cam's
Are
been
the
busy.
red ones? The red ones is that
Switch.
Twitch? Okay.
It's one of two switch shelves. You can't see the other one.
Dang. Dang.
He's become
Big
quite a
baller.
connoisseur since, for
He's
sure.
out of the closet.
That's
Came
how
out the
we do it.
closet and got all the games.
Mm-hmm. Closet gamer.
I have space, and I said we must fill it.
Exactly.
So Uncle
Indeed.
John, you've been mad busy recently though, yeah.
You know me, man. I gotta work. Gotta
Mm,
work,
oh,
work,
yeah.
work. You know, even when there's no work, even when there's a strike, I gotta figure something out. I got too many kids and a beautiful wife to take care of.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, that
I got
is.
to turn my phone. Let me turn this phone on silent.
Man.
What you been working on, Unc?
That I can talk about.
That
Yeah,
you
you
can talk
can
about.
All that you can talk about.
Let's see. We ooh, I can't talk about that. We got this great game coming out called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
What?
No way.
When?
I just did this show, this animated show, seven. Oh shoot, you're gonna make every time we do this, I have to go pull up the IMDb. I just
What do I
I
do?
want to say about your IMDb.
What I work on?
It is so long that I realized that I always got distracted before I reached the bottom.
Oh
And
yeah, the
so-
bottom is not me. Bottom's not me. I tell everybody that's John Eric Bentley, the writer who he wrote and he starred in a couple things. Like he was in a movie that I watched as a kid, a little degenerate kid too. It's called So Fine.
Mm.
And I
A
say
little degenerate kid.
Oh, you don't understand because it was about this. It was this guy came up with the concept. I think it was John Ritter came up with the concept to sell these jeans with it looked like, and it was two plastic pieces on the butt, so it looked like the booty was out. And I was like, ooh, watch this.
Ooh.
And I was there watching, I'm like, no black people. The color wrong. The color's wrong. There's just a little kid just not knowing it, and it was funny. But that's that guy, and he's a writer, and he's a talented man. He's done a lot of stuff. He's no longer with us, but that's that John Eric Bentley at the very bottom. And I wrote them. I wrote IMDb and said, hey man, these credits are not mine. I do not deserve to take this
This
credit.
ain't
These guys
me.
this guy is not me, and he's a genius at what he did. So, but they haven't changed it. They actually probably had more of his stuff on mine at one point, but they took it off.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
So
Yeah, no, I just did this thing called Seven. Oh, what is his name? It's at the top, I think. It's
Remake.
an animation.
Rebirth?
I see
Final Fantasy.
No,
I
it's
see on Myoji.
On Myoji? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Myoji.
that yeah. What was it? It was the Seven Nights of the Seventh Sands. Oh,
wait,
No,
you're
no.
in the Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of the Apocalypse.
yes.
Wait,
yes,
who are you in
was
that? I just
fun.
watched that.
Oh, good. You didn't know it was me. Good. So at the very beginning, when they show his origin, who teaches him?
oh shit! Really?
Yeah, dude. That was so fun, bro.
Oh man, I was
No
just telling these guys
way.
about that.
Oh,
Like,
oh yeah.
Okay.
That whole show is brilliant.
Yeah.
all right.
Brilliant, bro.
I'm
But
looking
that-
here now because every time I look on your IMDb, I see something different. So I also watched Carol in the End of the World, and I actually really liked that. You're listed here as a guest
Carol and,
performer. Carol in the
Carol
End of
and-
the World. It's
what was
on.
the name of the
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's
the cartoon?
yes, it is a cartoon. It's
Wasn't it-
not.
Wasn't it Carol and another little girl's name?
Carol and
Oh,
Tuesday. I think
Carol
you
and
were-
Tuesday.
No, this
That was
is
something else.
this is about an adult woman. Like the world is ending, and everybody knows that the world is ending, so they're just living their lives.
Oh, that may be a loop group that I did.
Loop group?
I think maybe someone credited me because we did a lot of stuff on a lot of looping. with some
Okay.
great-
What
yeah,
is a loop
that
group,
makes
by the
sense.
way? I'm not familiar with that
Well,
term. I heard you mention
You know,
it earlier.
you know what looping is?
Uh huh.
Okay, explain it, John.
Okay, you know what? Before
Sound like you wanted to.
before
No,
we
I was about to
continue,
say-
you know what? We just going I'm not even we ain't going to have to record. I'll just take it from Twitch. Let's properly get the thing started so we could just ask
fair
John
enough.
all the
Okay,
questions and to be
all
on an episode.
on an episode.
Cuz we know that we could just talk to one another and just go off and forever.
We're
So,
talking
it's all
forever.
good. So,
Oh, it's right here, Vargas.
right.
So no Audacity.
Wait, John, do you have Audacity? I don't remember. Do you have that?
What's all that?
There we go.
The app?
Yes. If you have that, cool. If not, I don't care. It's all good.
Oh, I have it on my phone. I don't want to keep looking all over.
You don't got to do all that. So
Yeah,
it's all good.
everybody else. If you feel the questions that everyone says, then let's answer everybody we can.
It's all good. And so let's
know.
get it. All right. And welcome everybody to episode 169 of the Rusty Rupees podcast. As always, I have the boys, Justin,
Yes, sir.
Deontay,
We're here.
and Cameron.
We're almost to 200, baby.
And joining us, long time. It's been a long time since we've had this man on, but our Uncle Barrett, John Eric Bentley. John, how are you doing, sir?
I am good. I'm with you guys. I'm good. I'm golden when I'm with you, y'all. All the time. Been too long.
It's been far too long. Like, even since the last time we saw each other, that's been over a year now, and that's insane to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was a year.
That was a year
That was a
ago.
year ago.
That was the week after the Game Awards last year that we had seen him.
Crazy.
And I saw you at the Game Awards.
Yep.
Before I saw you in San Jose.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
had we had lunch.
Yeah. You guys were sharp that award show.
Oh man, you should have seen us this
Oh, yeah.
year.
Oh.
Yeah, we killed
I
it.
saw pictures.
Yeah,
You know, we out here to be
Sure.
fresh.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
man,
actually gross, color coded and everything. It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all walked in trying to catch.
And, you out here just trying to look good,
Not
you know.
Not you, Cam. I'm sorry, Cam. I'm
Trying to show out. It's
Nobody-
okay.
Yeah, whoa.
He said, "Well,
nobody in trouble.
he's like
If
nothing."
you're watching, he didn't mean it.
He did.
All of a sudden, I see the door open in the frying
Right.
pan.
And the camera just goes to an error screen. Like,
Just
Yeah,
like, oh
Where's
man,
Cam? All you see is the little thing sticking up on the
Little
floor.
bun.
you know.
Little bun up there. I'm
But
not
John,
trying to- nobody-
once again, we've already been talking for almost it's almost been an hour since we actually have started talking before the recording and everything like that. But how have you been, John? How are things going? What's up, man?
Good, man. I've been good. I've been trying to keep busy. I've been trying to stay creative. I've been trying to see the world. Trying to do things that I always read about as a kid in history books, and now I'm like of the age where I can enjoy it with my wife and actually pay for it and do it, and so it's been real. I mean, I'll tell you a quick thing that I realized. I was able to take the whole family to Italy in the last summer, and it was such a blessing. We
Nice.
always try to do these great family trips for the boys, and we were worried about one of my sons who was in college not being able to make it, so we all got together, 6 of us, and we went to Italy. We flew into Florence. We left Florence for a day and went to Venice, and we came back to Florence. Florence is beautiful, by the way. Left Florence and went to Rome. My boys actually went to where's the fashion show stuff? Where is that? Milan. They went
Milan.
to
Oh,
Milan.
okay.
My
Oh,
wife and I went to
nice.
Tuscany, and we rode like scooters through the doggone town, the hills. I'm like, this is crazy. We went to Rome, saw all of Rome, which I was freaked out about because I'm a Greek and Roman mythology guy, and I actually saw the platform where Mussolini and Hitler stood, and that freaked me out.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow. Oh, they don't tear down and stuff like they do. Anyway,
You gotta acknowledge
and
history,
the-
good or bad.
yeah,
So
it's historical
Right.
presence.
sometimes I think it needs to stay up so people can go, oh yeah, that's a bad place.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, don't
because
go
if
there.
you erase it like that, anyway, I'm not getting into politics.
Right.
So then we left there. We went to I think we had a quick stop. Forgot where we went from there. But then we went to the Amalfi Coast, and then we came back to Florence. And I was walking in the plaza by the Uffizi, and I saw this group of people, and I was like, oh, they're older. Check them out. Oh my gosh, it's broken stones and everything. And I'm going, my wife was like, "Why are you staring at them?" And I was like, Because." And she's like, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, "Am I?" And she said, "Yeah, you're kind of teary eyed." And I'm looking. I said, "You see that guy right there? That's his wife. His wife was on a cane, the 3-prong cane,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and she was just trying to just slowly get into work, and he was on a walker."
Wow.
And I went, they can't even go up the steps because some of the buildings they don't have elevators.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even go and see that exhibit, or they can't. And who knows? Maybe they saw it when they were younger. I don't know. But I was like, I don't want to wait that long until I see the world. And sure enough, we found out like Quincy just had surgery. My youngest son had surgery. Plays
Mm-hmm.
basketball at Western Oregon, and
So,
I went into him. Yeah, exactly. Went in with him and had the surgery. It was successful. He's doing much better. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and just a little maintenance check and see what's going on with my knee, my body, and everything. And I went in, and I'll send you guys the picture later. But I'm bone on bone, like finally on my left knee, and I'm like, wow, this hurts. I was like, how did Kobe do this? Kobe
Right.
played on it.
Yeah,
I'm like, he played on this one. I'm trying to walk on it,
Right.
and I'm hearing it pop, pop, and just shift every time. I'm going, I'm going to go back to what I used to do to fix it. Well, I'm older now, and it doesn't work like that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have knee replacement. I just found out in August.
Mm.
So they're like, yeah, stop fighting. I was going to do it in December. Like, okay, it's downtime, and I'm like, just last week, I went, it's too much pain.
Ah. God,
Recovery
go
time on
ahead.
that is a while too, right? Like recovery.
No,
after.
actually, I'm gonna be up and walking the same day. They want me up and walking.
Yeah.
They said,
Oh, wow.
What?
by the
'Cause-
second week, I should basically be able to do my walks again.
Okay.
They said I'll be able to play pickleball in probably like 6 months, and
uh,
be able to golf before then. I'm like, I just started golfing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I liked this.
and it's relatively uninvasive too. Cam,
Big time.
mom went and got both her knees done.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
She got one done and then let that heal up, and then she got the other one done. But yeah,
They say that I'll be able to not have pain anymore, and that's part of it. So
yeah, my mom is very much enjoying her new knees essentially.
I love that. I love hearing that.
Yeah, and like you said, recovery doesn't take very long either.
Yeah. So I'm
Do you
looking
play
forward to it again.
pickleball? I heard you mention pickleball. Do you play?
Oh yeah. Any chance I get, man.
I mean, if you're
This-
trying to get
You
beat up,
play?
John, like you ain't gotta say nothing. Me and my mom will take.
My
Your
started
mom?
playing recently.
Your
Yeah,
mom plays pickleball?
his mom has been playing for years. My mom just started
Years.
this year as well. I was just about to say, where did the craze of pickleball come from all of a sudden?
I don't know. Like places started popping up
That's
like a lot around here recently.
I was in
there's a
Long
new
Beach,
spot
and
in
they had,
Alameda
a whole
now.
tournament going on, like a whole tournament. They had like maybe.
Oh,
50,
they're all
60
by you.
people.
Yeah.
They're all by you, bro. Like every weekend, there's no rain. There's gonna be a pickleball tournament somewhere by you, guaranteed. But no, I've been playing. I've been just having fun with life. So, all that said, that's all I'm doing. Are y'all doing good?
Good. Good. It's as you're talking about. We're all getting older and everything. I'm the youngest of the group, but when I tell you that this aging stuff sucks,
He's the baby.
He's
When
a
I-
baby.
so just this week, it's some bullshit. So I wake up, I get out of bed, I turn, you just sitting right there on the bed. I do my stretch. This shit popped back here. My neck has been messed up. Like it still kind of hurt, and it's been just recovering the past 4 days. I'm like, this is some nonsense. Turning my neck has been a trial, and I'm like,
Here's
the
a
more
question.
you stretch,
I want to.
Is it a knot?
I want to
Is it
be
a
all
knot?
like, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry you're in pain, which I am. I don't want you to be
it's
in
some
pain, brother.
nonsense.
But at the same time,
Go on. What pain? What ails you?
welcome to the club.
I-
It doesn't stop.
I already knew about it.
It gets
Exactly.
worse.
downhill
It doesn't
from
go
here.
away. It just travels.
Yeah, it's true.
Dog, a
Hey,
week
who's
after
sure
my
please?
birthday last year, like it was the same thing. I woke up, I was like, what is happening?
So if you got a place called the Relax the Back store, they have a thing called a Theracane. You could probably find it on Amazon. and you can take that thing, and if you can find the knot that is causing it, you take it's like a little ball to it.
Oh, I
You
have
put it
one.
right
Oh,
on
the
it. Yeah,
played
and
out.
then you
Yeah.
just move it around. It's better than paying for a massage. It's so worth it.
Noted,
You
because
know.
yeah,
Oh, I got all kind of remedies and
I was
healing
about to
things.
say, yeah, we aren't at
Many
the point.
injuries as I.
Mine's the gym.
Well, the rest of us are at the point now where we're just like getting like ankle deep in it. We aren't at the giving sage advice stage yet. So
when
Oh, call.
when
I got it.
when the
Call.
first one happened, I had talked to one of my boys, and we were video calling, and like he could see in my face that there was something wrong. He was like, "You good, bro?" I was
Painful.
like, "Yeah, man, I slept."
You're
Like,
like, yeah, I'm
he was
good.
just like, "You getting up there, bro? You
Like,
need that special pillow. You haven't
Yep.
gotten your special pillow yet." I was like, "Damn, you
That's
right."
fun.
Not the special pillow.
The special pillow.
I'm
That's
like,
hilarious.
"Hey, it
Hey,
is
No,
what it
hey,
man,
is."
I hear you.
my remedy's just the gym. Just go to the gym.
I know you trying to
Spence
drag me
stays in
back
the
along
gym.
with you. I
Yeah.
know.
Because the
But you
thing
know,
is
sometimes Jay, you go to the gym, and if you tweak something, then you start working out, and you're like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get this out. And all of a sudden, you like if you curling, and you have that, and you do this, it's like, oh,
He had one of
and then
those
the
maybe
back,
what was
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
like
say.
6 months ago now, Justin?
oh yeah,
Justin had a
Is
little
his
sword
back?
cane.
I had a back injury. Yeah.
No, Justin and I both suffered back injuries in the same
Oh,
week.
that's
Yeah.
right.
wow,
In the
wow.
same week. He hurt
Were you
his
benching?
working out. I hurt mine at work.
I was deadlifting.
Oh,
Justin
Yeah,
was
I
I
like
was-
Gandalf,
Yeah, I
like
was
Gandalf
deadlifting.
the Grey. He had
And I was
Oh.
basically deadlifting. I was
You
lifting a
shall not
box full
pass.
of wheels. I had a box full of wheels and it was super heavy. And it started slipping out of my hand. And you
oh, you
know,
tried to catch it?
of course tried to catch it. The instincts were all like, oh, catch the box. I caught it, just pop pop. Oh, it was
Yeah.
all bad.
Yeah.
So lower back for both of you.
Yup.
Justin
Yep.
said he
No, I
had
know that
deadlift and he
feeling.
heard that pop. He said, "Nope, let go," and
Yep.
just fell back.
I did it once. My boy was like, "Hey, you can do it again." I'm like, "No, I can't."
No.
He was like, "Yeah, you can," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can."
Bad
Famous
influence.
last words.
Keanu, I swear.
Bad influence.
Yeah,
Man.
I went for the deadlift. Got it about a few inches off the ground. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And I laid back and stayed there for about 15 minutes.
Man.
No, I had back surgery. You can't see it on camera, but they actually went in through here, moved all of this, which was a concern to me because I'm like, that's my living right there.
Yeah, right.
Moved all this to the side and did the operation back here.
Wow.
And fused. I have a little thing in the back. It looks like a junction box. It's funny. To me. It's funny. When I was on the MRI table, I remembered why my back and why the symptoms I was having were like. It wasn't until then that I remembered. Oh, when I was playing football when I was in high school, I got hit, and I went under the bleachers, and my head went. Oh, I couldn't see out of the eye that time. Oh, I remember doing the scorpion when we were training to do stunts for Ted 2. Oh, so all these different things were coming back
Of
as
like,
I was.
Oh,
Oh, that's why I'm here. Yeah.
That's a
literally.
concussion. That's
Yeah, literally. Oh, that's when I blacked out. Oh, yeah. All these things came back, and it was like, oh, it was from football, and it was from stunts and sports, and I went, oh, okay, I get it.
My body's now like, hey,
reminds me of
remember
my-
all this life?
reminds me of my older cousin. I had two older cousins, and they were both into sports. Right, they both played a lot of basketball and stuff like that. One of them was the quarterback of the high school football team, and the other one, I remember during the off season, they both ran track, and my cousin Kevin was faster than my cousin. We call him Haj now because he changed his name, started rapping and stuff. So Haji. He named himself after the character from Johnny Quest.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
yeah, at the time
That's
he was
funny.
going with the guy named DJ Johnny Quest, so he named himself Haji. Yeah,
Poor thing. He did.
right.
I'm not knocking his choice, but
You have context knowing
It's okay.
that you know in Johnny Quest. So
yeah.
they're all like, I'm like, oh, you guys are running track. That's awesome. He's like, no, we're only doing this to train up for football. And I could tell my cousin Kevin just really liked running. So they both go out for football. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna be the best running back. You're super fast. You're so fast." He got hit one time.
Oh,
That's all it takes.
Took his helmet off and left the field. Like,
Yeah, that's all it
he
takes.
said, I'm not doing this.
This ain't for me.
This isn't nope,
That's it.
not my wheelhouse. I'm
You find
good.
out real quick. Either you want to hit somebody, or you want to you don't mind getting hit, or you don't want to get hit. And he took the last.
he took the last. He just liked running. That's all that was.
Yeah, it's like no, you get hit. You get hit. So yeah, that's how I figured it all out from there. Are people asking questions? I don't want, like I said. I
Oh
don't
no,
wanna,
no,
I
we
don't
we
wanna
we
put
just
the
we just chopping it up. But so
Okay.
shifting from bodily pain and growing older.
question. Growing older.
So
Cam chilling. I got none of those issues.
you
I got
know,
spices and herbs, and I'm good.
you got this I think you're working on this fun little indie title, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You know, only a couple people know about it.
Just a few.
Just a
Yeah,
few.
Probably
right.
just us. Probably just us.
Honestly,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's neat.
That's why we're here. We're trying to bring the game to the masses.
You know, so
Right,
you know,
right.
tell us about the time so far, this lead up, because I think the last time we spoke with you in a podcasting conversation sense like this was right before Remake came out, and
Was it right before? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
This
think
one's
it was
something else.
a month or two away prior, and so now we're like 11 days away from
Days.
release. So
You know the days.
I
You
do.
know the
I
number.
looked up, like I said, I
I'm
looked
so-
at our
I'm so-
Skype chats, and I was like, man, look at our baby faces.
Funny.
Even you, John, you were clean cut. You didn't
funny.
have no facial hair, nothing at the time. So I'll send
I
you the
was probably
pictures later.
filming
It's
something
funny.
else. That's hilarious. No,
Um,
it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm serious. I told you guys this earlier. There were times, multiple times, where I'd be in the booth and working and looking at the whatever was up on the screens, because we always don't have them on the screen, right?
Mhm.
We always don't have the scenes or whatever's happening. And every time, almost when it was up there on the screen, it wasn't rendered at all as to what it is now. And I was just like in awe, like where Kurt, our director, had to say, "John, talk." I said, oh, give me a minute. Like several of them, I'm just like, oh my gosh, really? This is it? This? Are they? Is this what we're going with? No, they're gonna enhance it, John, of course, because I'm just looking at grayscale, and they're like, yes, it was beautiful. And this is without music, and I know, I mean, every Final Fantasy has unbelievable music. Man, this is just different, bro. This is it's kind of epic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about it.
So, what would you say is the biggest difference compared to Remake back then to getting ready for Rebirth now? What would you say the biggest difference is?
The biggest difference is there's for me is more pressure to do good.
Fair.
'Cause everybody's like, man, Rebirth was remake was so good, and we didn't know Barry and I'm like, cool, and I'm looking.
You set
at
a
all the
precedent. You
accolades.
did
Yeah,
you
I'm
did
like,
the
okay.
thing. You did the damn
Yeah, I'm
thing.
like, okay. And I'm like in the booth the first day. I'm like, man, I gotta be better. And so I took it upon myself to be better for a lot of the scenes that you'll see. I mean, the story in itself tells a great story. It's a great. This second part is just everything's in it to me. It's like
Mhm.
there's so much in it. It's just like
Justin's face.
here's this origin story, and here's this origin story, and this is why this is happening, and this is why they know each. All these different things, and you're just like, oh my gosh. So we're starting to put the pieces together in it, and so I was like, oh, I got to step it up even more. Everybody's like, yeah, the plate scene was great. The stair scenes was funny. I'm like, wait till y'all see the stuff we've done for this. It'll be good.
I'm looking forward. The Barrett dying stuff. After just knowing you, talking to you, and knowing how good your performance was, like
Don't make me cry.
even though we're
Don't you
years
dare.
from that initial time, it's like, oh man, if this is how they did just Midgar, oh, what is John about to do with Dine?
Dog, I have literally been my brain has been like edging that thought like continuously. Like I don't care. I said what I said. Like literally, my brain has been like, how is this gonna play out? How is this man gonna do this? And like it's the excitement is literally like it gives me goosebumps every time I think about it.
Damn, did he just say edging?
That is
Yeah, he
exactly
did.
what he
He
said.
did.
I did.
He did.
And
I
you
did.
notice that none of us
Compliment.
even
Like, yeah,
flinched because we're
didn't even
just used
flinch.
to it. We're
Yeah.
used to it.
The reason why I
so
react is just like, this is the time we're using this right here.
Hey, man,
Right
look,
now, right here, right now, Justin. Really.
for the
look, man.
justification, the justification.
Hey, man, look.
um,
It was the word choice. I understand, but
I
you
love
know,
it. I love it. I love it.
Just
No, it's all
Justin's
good, Jay. You're
vocabulary.
excited.
That's Justin's
that.
You're
vocabulary.
Thank you.
excited.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was trying to relay. Excitement. I'm glad somebody got it. Appreciate it, Uncle John.
No, I get it. I get it. And so, like, you know how much I love y'all, and I love your friendship more than anything. It's just you don't get, you don't get friends like you guys are, and multitudes like you guys. You get four of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get friends like family, and it's a blessing, and it's always a blessing to see, and it's always a blessing to hear and be around. So, I would equate all of that what I just said, and knowing that the special times that you guys have had together, and that is the relationship that Barrett and Dine have, and no one's heard me say that. So anyone who has dear friends, if they know you, or even if there's been people who are podcast folks on, or people who listen to the podcast, if they see the dynamic of your relationships, then they can understand the relationships that Dine and Barrett will have. So yes, Jay, you are going to feel some stuff because it's we played it real.
Okay.
We played it real. Because you gotta understand this whole backstory, and I've said this before. People are in the very beginning. Do you remember? I was like, "Yo, everybody's like tripping on Barrett, and they're saying all these crazy things."
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's this and he's doing this. I'm like, you don't know why he does what he does. Well, you're about to find out why Barrett is Barrett, why Barrett speaks the way he does, why
Mm-hmm.
Barrett walks the way he does, why Barrett talks the way he does, why Barrett. You're about to see why he does what he does. You're gonna see that in a lot of characters, why they are who they are, because their origin stories basically are about to come out.
I'm not ready.
I know. I know we
Not
haven't had
ready.
a chance to talk like post
Oh,
remake
man.
like that, but
No, we haven't.
exactly
Not online.
not online,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, right.
But
Right.
exactly
Right.
how you're speaking about your portrayal of Barrett and what you wanted to accomplish, like just playing remake and seeing how Barrett starts off, very much like that was the Barrett that everybody did know from the original for sure at the start of the game. And
Right.
as you progress and you see how he unwinds, gets to know Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, all of them, and build relationships, you see how his dynamic as a character changed throughout just that section of the story. And knowing, like you said, knowing where Rebirth is going to take us and how all these characters will have their own different dynamics, real interactions. Like I I'm not gonna ask about it, but I'm assuming that everybody's gonna have their own date scenes. So the interaction between you and Cody, whatever that might be, in in that cart, is going to be amazing, and I need it first. But that's besides the point.
Everyone's go. You always go on a date with Uncle Barrett. You know it. It's not a question. Like, what do you
Uncle
mean?
Barrett. You know, it's funny because it's so funny that you said that. It's very funny what some people are waiting for. I got one of the most awesome posts the other day, and someone drew a picture. Matter of fact, shout out to all the artists that send me stuff, or I see, or people send them. Hey John, you need to see this. Hey Mr. Bentley, you need to see this, because no one like sends it to me. Some of the artwork that's out there is and like I almost called like 5 different artists to say, hey, what can I pay you to use this to sell? Because it's so good.
Mhm.
Um, but it's funny that you talk about relationships because, like I said, this next edition, Rebirth, is going to show you relationships, how they're established, how it's not just 2 people, it's 3 people, or groups of people. And to me, I think it's a reflection of what the world should be, as far as you meet new people, regardless if they're in your group or not. You fill them out. You see what's up. Hey, they may be a partner. They may be someone you know. So relationships are important, but important in relation. What's more important in relationships is the communication, and that's what I think is different in this one.
Mm.
Because, like you said in the beginning, Barrett is big. He's gruff. He's this. He's that. He said, get off the train and let's go, dude. I'm paying you money, right? And me personally, I told you this before. That mocap is already done. I have no control over what that mocap actor does. So
Mhm.
I have to make that voice work with what that
Mhm.
physicality is without compromising my character as a black man, as a leader, as all these different things, so that I'm not, like I've always said, a caricature of the man. That there's a sense of realism, and oh, that's why he's doing that, or that. So I have to take all that, all these different things that are going on in my head, and go, this is what you physically see. Now, what is it that I can have you physically hear or audibly
Mhm.
hear that can match up to that, where you can say, okay, I can understand why he did that. Okay, he's not tripping. Okay, he's not clowning. So that's the hard part of it, and that's the challenge, and that's what's fun about it, and that's what's fun about doing the job too. When you're in the booth, what you get out of the booth is the reactions, and people's reactions have kept me going. It's like that is its own materia for me.
Oh, absolutely. Like when you know, as somebody who creates something, as somebody who enjoys something, you like the boys know I'm infectiously annoying when I like something, and I want to share that with my friends.
Yes,
I'm
yes, he
infectiously
is.
annoying, but to see whatever I'm excited about and then they become excited about it too. That's now my own thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care about the thing anymore. I want to see how you react to said thing.
Because
Hmm.
there's experience, right? And
Exactly.
and it's like being a cook, and you're like, no, no, baby, I'll eat after y'all eat. Say your prayer. I got another service. I got another dish coming. I got. It's like, no, I want to see y'all happy. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
Right,
mean?
Yeah, I
So
right.
never
that's
understood
what
that
makes me
until like
happy.
I became creative, like you guys were saying. My grandmother, just like you said, a cook. My grandmother was that person who would I'd see the smile on her face watching you eat something she spent
Hmm.
her hard
Hmm.
time making. You know, it was worth it. That's what she was in it for. She was filling bellies and filling hearts, pretty much. You know,
Yeah,
so
and I'm grateful for that. Everybody's like, yeah, you're a working actor. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. But everybody's reactions, I'm just that when I'm tired, when I'm moody, when I'm just worn down, when I go through my depression and anxiety, sometimes I'll just go on and say, hey, what are people saying about the character? And I go, okay, I'm doing okay, good. And then all of a sudden, someone will say something about me, and I'm like, oh, okay, that, and it's no like, it's not like I love you, Mr. Bentley. It's simple stuff like that. It's not John, you killed it. Those are
Hmm.
great. But
Mm-hmm.
then what they say afterwards, you killed it, and this is how. You
Right.
crushed it, and this is why.
Right.
And you go, oh, you actually, oh, it's not. Yeah, I'm not looking at my own press going, ooh, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I'm like, oh wow, they felt it. Okay, they get it, and that's what makes me go up and
Yeah.
do another one.
And
Yeah.
so
Keep
as
breathing.
you were saying that, so like you were saying with different artists that send you stuff, shout out to our boy DJ Physics in chat. As an artist himself, he's like, please do reach out, Uncle John. That's the kind of stuff that keeps us going for real, for real. So it's
Mm.
this that positive feedback of knowing, hey, I made something, whether it be in reverence of whatever you did or just something that's created in general. When somebody appreciates it, as the artist, you go, really? Yay!
Yeah.
Whenever I see stuff that I find that's outstanding, it's just it doesn't have to be Barrett stuff too. There's a lot of good stuff out there, man. Just I found this group the other day, and somebody came to get a signing, and they're like, "Yeah, this is I got this on the internet." I'm like, "On the internet?" So I haven't seen that. I'm gonna see if I could find it. I don't have the actual thing, but their names.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Where is it? Oh, I can't find it.
Oh, Justin, your
Yes, sir.
I know it's been both of our faces as John's been talking, but your face as John says stuff is great because I know
No,
it's matching my energy
you
as well.
you don't like. I wish you guys could actually see the reels that are like going through my head from the original game, and like my
Oh.
interpretation of how Uncle John is going to now make me weep and cry in this little corner of mine. Like you don't understand, like just the Dine saga in general, and like the original game's portrayal of like what Barrett went through and the guilt that he felt like with dying, like that made me cry. I'm gonna be able to see this stuff in real Uncle John 3D. No, I can't. I can't.
Real
Like I
Uncle John
already know
3D.
I already know I'm gonna cry. Like I have it in my head already. Like technically I almost teared up while thinking about it. Like
Oh
I
gosh.
know I know I have this like deep in my heart feeling of how Uncle John is gonna portray this, and it's probably totally off. But I know it's gonna be fantastic, and that's all I care about. I know it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, I'm ready to cry live on stream. So yeah, whatever.
You ready to cry live on? Oh, it's Black Zodiac. That's what it is. Black
Like
Zodiac.
okay.
I'll
I
look
went
that
to
up.
their
But
website.
yeah,
I'm like, oh my god, they're unbelievable artists. Um, I'm not gonna give anything away, but I can't wait to see you cry on TV. I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna cry.
Yeah,
I know.
on the chat. I can't wait to see you.
Don't,
I know, Dan. I
don't,
know
don't,
everybody's gonna send it to me.
don't be
On
anticipatory
that
waiting
same
for my
topic,
tears.
on that
Like
on that
See,
same
I've been
topic,
lucky enough to not play anything on stream that's made me cry.
They just see me scared and stressed out. So.
Yeah, he gets scared and stressful. I play multiplayer games, so if I'm crying, that just means I'm losing. That means I shouldn't be streaming. Like honestly, if I'm if I'm taking it that bad, I should just hide the camera. Um,
But knowing the relationship that you have with the brothers and what I just shared with you, when you
yeah,
see a couple, it's not just what
yeah.
Justin thinks. It's a
Oh, for
lot of
sure.
stuff.
I'm not gonna
Heavy
be
stuff.
streaming 7 Rebirth because I'm not
How did
setting
that seem?
myself up for that failure. I will
I don't
boohoo
want no
in a
part of
heartbeat.
Steve, yeah.
I will-
You know me, I don't cry.
No,
Need blood.
I'm
That's
the
my blood.
opposite. I'm probably the easiest to cry. I cry over children's movies. I think when we had Austin Lee Matthews on the show, shout out to Austin.
I love that dude. That's my
We
dude.
bonded over the fact that we both cried during Kung
Kung
Fu
Fu
Panda
Panda.
2.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm excited to see 4. I'm not gonna lie.
I am too. I
Yeah,
am.
4 looks
I was like,
something good.
ooh, them little kids, them little bunny rabbits.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
And
see
Cam, what were you saying?
Yeah, what were you saying?
that. Yeah, Cam was about to ask a question.
so on the same topic as what Justin was talking about some of these like more emotional highs for Barrett potentially in
doesn't
this
know.
second game. I haven't played the original, but I've heard things. What's it been like for you as an actor to tap into this like more emotional side of Barrett?
2 questions. One, when you say you haven't played the original, you mean the original back in the day?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, you wouldn't be able to see the emotion in that anyway.
okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's the polygon figures, and the emotion was done with, shaking or, doing this or, symbols that people cussing, stuff like that. So you would have to interpret your own emotion for whoever was, speaking with the side-scrolling letters at the time.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I guess that's only one question. But yeah, so yeah, for me,
More so like from the first game, right? So like I'm guessing you're tapped from the first from remake into rebirth now. Like what's it been like to tap more into an emotional side of Barrett? We see some of it in remake, but I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing we're gonna see more of it in the second part. And
You
what's that been
know.
like?
Yeah,
as,
explain it.
as an actor is fun because you get to once again like D was saying, in the beginning you see Barrett, but like I've always said, he's in layers. You gotta every person has more than one layer to him, right? So he has to progressively go through a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in all those, there's different little episodes that lead him there. So for me as an actor, you get to tap into all these different levels, all these different layers, all these different emotions of a character, right? And you want to make sure that you do them right. So for me, I use sense memory for some of them, but I always say, I think Robert Townsend said it like back when he did Five Heartbeats. I think it was a line from Five Heartbeats, and I may be butchering it, but he said um, they told he was in an awards ceremony after his brother like cheated with his wife,
Mhm.
and he said they say an artist is never truly an artist unless he's been through something or lived his life. And I always say, when you live life and you experience different things, then you can either tap into them, you can either drown yourself in on them, or you can remember them and keep moving on. They can bring you down, they can bring you up. Emotion as far as heavy emotion. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, it's been great because during the time for specific scenes, I can't say I'm sorry. It was
It's
real
fine.
easy because I was going through something at the time,
Mhm.
or it was real relatable because I knew exactly what it was like to have that happen in my life.
Mhm.
Or, so there's a lot of things that for me it was fun and it was challenging as an actor, which you sometimes you don't get those kind of roles. You don't get the meat, right? You just get the surface level. Ha ha, smile.
Yeah.
And
Right,
it's like,
right,
no,
right.
we get to go deep with this. So for me, it was a great time. It was beautiful. As challenging as it was fun. It was
Uh,
beautiful.
Uncle John, the more you talk, the more excited you're making me. Understand, please.
That's
Just,
the
just,
point,
just.
Justin.
I just,
That's
I
the
understand
point.
that's the point, but I'm relating it out there for the world. Like, the more this man talks, the more this next week and a half is going to eat at me. Like, I'm literally going to be on the edge of my seat waiting for this game to drop.
Some
I
might
just think
say.
there's so much to see, man. You guys, I mean, you have no clue. You know how you see a scene in a movie and you go, "Oh, I remember that." Well,
Hmm.
but how do you remember how you remember it? Do you remember
Right.
it
Yep.
from the visuals?
Hmm.
Do you remember it from the words? Do you remember it because you were in that situation or you may have been in that place in that
Yeah.
particular scene on camera? Or do you remember it from the music? Does the music bring the memory and does the memory bring the smell? Does the smell bring the texture? You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So when
right.
you go through something like that, to me, that's an experience. I had that experience in a session in the booth. And I'm going, wow. And that particular thing, I can actually smell the surroundings because visually it was so beautiful. And then there's that behind there. And so that for me, that's how it was. And you got to remember, these are quick hits. It's not like you
Right.
go
Yeah.
in there, you're like, we'll sit here and just look at that. That's not how it works. You go, oh, I'm there. I'm in this. Oh, and you got the noises too. Okay. So you're there, and you go, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is how it smells, and this is how. Okay, now here come the words. So those things like that, I can't even explain. The Amaguchi-san, I mean, they work their tails off on this visually and audibly alone. It's just like how you can play sometimes and not have the sound on,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
Oh
not to
yeah.
have
There's
the
there's
people
some things I
talking.
can, others I'm like, nope, I need to be
Right.
locked
Right,
locked
right.
in. I need all
Literally.
of
Like
this. Yeah.
like I'll play my phone sometime, my games on my phone. I won't put the sound on, I'll put the vibration on. And it's like, oh. But then I'll take the vibration off and put the sounds on, and it's still like, because it feels like it's
Yeah.
vibrating in my
Right.
hand because you're going through, the sound went, or
Hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's like that, man. It ties it together. The team on this project, oof, I'm not saying the team on the first one didn't do it because they did it, but
Mm-hmm.
this, ah, it's like I'm working on something right now. Going, how are they going to top this? That's how I feel every
Yeah.
time I went into the booth. That's how I felt. And then I got to see people doing the playthrough at this
Hmm.
event that they had here, and I'm once again, how I was D at E. I was just standing behind people watching.
Yep.
I was just fascinated.
Justin's
You know,
face.
you go into a town and it's just like this is that many. This is like okay, and is that oh my god.
Hmm.
When I played Hogwarts,
Oh. Hmm.
Hogwarts, you know how you go into the town, you got to buy the broom, you got to do all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and all these things are happening. And you hear the background, which, by the way, Cam is looping. A lot of people get together and they say, "Okay, we're going to recreate this town. 6 or
Mm-hmm.
7 people, maybe more, get into a room and they're in a sound stage and they do all these different things. You can hear people say, calling out for their ware, and we're selling this over here,
Hmm.
and you hear people over here having a conversation.
Um,
That's looping.
That's what
That's
that
how you
is.
create the
Okay.
background. Yeah.
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 So, but when you hear that in Hogwarts, you're like, whoa, you're immersed in it, especially if you
Yeah.
have it on
Yeah.
headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing your thing, but the feel of the town is all around you. And that was the first time I was like, oh, they did this right. And they had all different accents, all different, and that's how this is. And this is like to me, it's like, wow, the sounds are just like you're in it. You are in it. No matter where you are in that environment.
Love it.
You'll see.
You'll see. I love it.
In terms
So
of like how much time like you had to spend on voice work in the first game versus this one, would you say it's double, triple, about the same?
It was different. The first one, because it was the first one, you know, like the script was changing and different things would happen, and we had to wait for this to be recorded or this to be, you know, so the booth time was different. This one, I started a little later than everybody else. I guess there was changes off the top that happened, and I had to come in later. And because I looked up one day, I'm like, wait a minute, Brianna's been in here for 2 weeks, you know, and I was like, dang, I missed my girl. I was like, oh, I haven't been called in. Oh my God, am I behind? Or is it less stuff to do? Because I know the game. I'm like, I know there's not less stuff to say.
Right.
Not in this portion, right?
Mhm.
And so I was like, oh, so some things were happening. So I had to catch up. So for me, I was in the booth probably the same amount. I don't have the numbers, but it was a different in the booth.
Right.
It was in the booth to like for the beginning, you're in the booth, you're a leader, you know what you're going in to do. Oh my gosh, the plate fell. Oh my gosh, what do we do? And then there were surprises in the first one, you know, and I'm like, well, Sephiroth did what to me? You know, all these different things, right? So,
Sephiroth did what?
you know, but then this one, it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's not just me and Avalanche. It's not just me and Tifa and Cloud, or it's not just. It's like, oh, and who is that over there? He's a vampire. Okay, it's all these different dynamics. So it was it was like you had to be really aware with who was around and where you were, and like I said, thank God I know the storyline, because it's like when you go to the saucer, it's like, wow.
Oh man.
You know, it's a lot.
I
There's a
can't
lot
even
going on.
imagine. Like I said, I've
A
stepped
lot
away
going
from seeing.
on,
I'm
bro.
like, oh, the saucer's
Do you
about
know
to
in
be
the
crazy.
original game, right outside the marketplace, there's a guy out there selling HP? He's selling HP points. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it. I was like, man, I forgot about that. For me, I'm curious because I'm like, I wonder if that guy's gonna be there. You know what I mean? So,
Just
it's
leaving
like
the
little things
breadcrumbs.
from the original. I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna happen. I wonder if that's gonna happen.
Can we buy Costa del Sol still?
And you what?
Can we still buy Costa del Sol,
I didn't
the
even know
hotel?
we could do that.
Oh, really? Oh,
Listen,
yeah, you
Find
can
it
buy
out.
it.
I didn't say a word. I have a thing called NDA.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't like it was kind of rhetorical. Like it wasn't actually meant to be like.
It just came out.
No,
You ain't on the toilet. You ain't on the toilet.
No.
Oh,
You ain't in the
It was meant to be
bathroom.
rhetorical. It was like I
was that?
wonder if. It wasn't like actual question. It was like, oh, I wonder if we can still buy Costa del Sol.
And then
But
he's
he
like,
said it
look,
out
he's
loud,
watching
huh?
your face. He's watching your face.
like,
for any facial
know.
expression.
No.
Yeah, there's stuff that I can't talk about, but I tell you what, we have to do this after a little bit after you guys have played.
Oh yeah.
We have to do another session, so then I can talk about. You can ask me all those
Yeah,
specifics.
For
we're definitely
sure.
gonna have one of those sessions. We
Honestly,
gotta have
to be-
Austin in on that one as well.
Yeah.
And
I'm
to be
about to
fair, I
see
might not
Austin.
join that one.
Oh,
I ain't
why?
gonna hold
'Cause
you. I
didn't
might not
see
join
Cloud?
that one. Cause understand,
He's gonna
you're
come
talking
back.
about after that.
Uncle John.
That. Like I don't like. Bro, see, I don't need that in my life, Uncle John. Like
You're
I
gonna
don't.
be kicking
But we-
yourself if you miss that episode, Justin.
But we need that on the podcast.
We
Exactly.
don't.
I agree.
We don't. No,
do.
we
Everybody
don't.
knows.
No, we
Absolutely.
don't.
Everybody
No.
Yeah,
If
absolutely
I'm
do.
streaming the game, you got it on Twitch. You don't need me on a podcast
All
doing
of
that.
that
Like,
emotion.
It's like Cat Williams told Shannon Sharp. Oh, everybody coming on now.
That was so good.
that was actually really good. Yeah, that was really good.
This is a
So
voice
good.
actor we're talking to. here.
Right, facts, right? Oh, Uncle
I
John
love
out
that,
here.
man.
God.
I've always loved Cat stuff. He's
Why,
a funny dude.
Yeah, he is funny.
Real, real.
So a couple questions in chat. One, I feel like we will be able to relay back to this one later on. But Fizzy asked, just like, can we ask Uncle John what it's like to read a character that's being written with real and relatable experiences? I know you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, so.
Oh, it's. I'm not gonna say it's easy because it's not, but it comes in handy to have 4 boys and a wife. It allows me to tap into a lot of the emotion that's going on. You just really, that question made me think of a scene that you guys are gonna see that I'm thinking about now. I'm like, dang. Yeah, there's one scene, Jay. It's gonna mess me up. Seeing people play it. There's a scene that's gonna come on there that it's not in the original. And it's like when I remember seeing it, and I made him stop. I said,
I
"Pause."
mean, I expect this game to do me pretty dirty after
Oh,
Jesse.
absolutely.
Like
Oh,
how you make me like Jesse so much, and then you give me this hope that things could change in this game. Oh no, things aren't the
Erica
same.
Lindbeck.
Like,
Erica Lindbeck killed it, man.
She did,
crushed it.
absolutely.
my
Absolutely.
I'm actually
gosh.
doing a little. We're gonna go to a place called Game Realms in March, and Erica's gonna be there along with Austin, and one other brother. I can't remember his name. Oh, I'm forgetting people's names because it's Sunday and I'm tired. But and I apologize for that. I think he plays Dax. I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember his name. Good brother too. Um, I gotta look it up because I can't leave it not saying his name because shout outs to him. But Erica's gonna be there with me at Game Realm this in March. We're gonna sit down and chop it up. I haven't seen her in a long time. She's one of the most talented voiceover actresses out there.
Erica.
So it's gonna be fun. Erica Lindbeck, yeah.
Yes.
She's off
She's
the
so
chain. But yeah,
talented.
there's
Yeah, it's just I just love
hear
looking
you.
at all of you guys' credits and stuff and seeing the different stuff everybody's been in because it's of course it's always a long list of things that I know and just did not know that this was you. So like um Gideon Emery, who plays
Oh,
Biggs.
Gideon's a beast. He was at E3.
Yeah,
Gideon's a
so
beast.
finding out because we're all massive Tekken players and finding out that he's also Steve Fox just kind of
Oh
blew my
yeah.
mind.
He
I was like,
Oh yeah.
is?
Gideon's a beast.
Did not know
Gideon's
that.
a beast. Listen,
yeah.
Gideon's a beast
Oh, he
on
is
camera
Balthier.
too.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yes.
Gideon's a beast,
Yes.
man. People don't understand his on camera work. I will
Yeah,
see
I
Gideon in
caught some
I'll see
episodes of
Gideon
Teen Wolf.
I'll see Gideon on Saturday. Saturday, yeah, I'll see Gideon on
Nice.
Saturday. Yeah. I can't wait to see him. He's a great guy. He's one of those guys who like I first met him at PAX East, and or it was at no, it's PAX East, and he's the kind of guy who makes you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you look him right in the eye, and you're, oh, he's a guy's guy. He's a dude, and he's just, hey, how you doing? He just makes you feel comfortable. He looks right at you. You know, it's like he sees something in you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's the kind of guy who you want to be around. So I really love that dude. Um, he's a great guy, man. I gotta find. You got me tripping now. I gotta look at Austin's post because we're supposed to be going to do this thing, and now I don't know my brother's name and killing me. Do you have that there? Because you're
I'm looking
faster than me
right
on it.
now. But I got you. Let me see.
Austin posted all of us.
But while we looking for that, another question from the homie Deso. Curious if John had any specific character or personality in mind when first voicing Barrett.
Yeah. I've said this before. Several different people. My uncle, I have 2 uncles, Ollie and Shannon. Ollie sounds like Barrett a little bit, but he has this high voice, right? So if you can picture a high gruff voice, it's crazy. And then my uncle Shannon has a deep voice, and he was an educator. He's a teacher. So they had this thing, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like Uncle John. Well, that sounds like Uncle Ollie. Well, I know that everybody thinks that Barrett is Mr. T, and he's not. So let's try to figure out. And I love Mr. T. Have you seen his new commercial by any chance?
Yeah.
Skechers
Yes.
so good, so good, dude. That man, believer. I just love him. I love everything about him. And so I was like, let me put a little bit of what they think Barrett is supposed to sound like, and then take Uncle John, and then take Ollie. And then I have a very dear friend named Billy Horton, and Billy talks just like this. Man, and he talked like that ever since he was 7.
Jesus.
Billy, I remember Billy came. He had a scar right here one day, and me and my friend John Brown, bless his heart, we saw him and said, "Yo, Billy, what happened? We got a football game." And I'm having migraines. I said,
How old?
first of all, what's a migraine?
First of all,
You've been old since birth.
He said,
oh, and to answer your question, John, Chris Jai Alex.
Chris Jai Alex, talented brother, full of energy, so much energy. He's got energy for days, bro. He got energy. You can plug something in him, and a light bulb will come on. Brother's just a good dude. Good dude. Love him. Got to spend time with him
Running off
at a
positive.
convention, and just I was like, wow, this brother. I hope his career does well because the world needs to see him. So anyway, Billy was like, yeah, my mom was cooking and she had a knife on the counter, and the knife fell. I was on the counter. The knife went right in my head. And we were like, yeah, stop lying. The first thing we said, he's like, no, I'm serious. And because Billy was so mellow and he had that deep voice, we were like, you for real? Yeah, man. And so all this time we thought Billy had got stabbed in the head by his mama accidentally, but he told me years later, man, I just didn't want to play.
Oh, damn.
So you got stabbed in the head?
Like,
Oh
man,
my God!
he
You
didn't
know,
get stabbed. He lied. I was
children
like,
used to
Lied,
tell.
yeah, he was lying
Oh,
through
dude.
his teeth.
They used to
We
tell
still
some
didn't know how he
intricate
got the gun.
stories.
Right.
Exactly. But we believed him though, Cam. So it was like, Billy why would Billy lie? He's never lied to us before. And he's got that dad voice.
He's
And
got
he got
that
that
dad-
dad voice.
So a lot of that came into being Barrett, and then I took a bit of John and I put John in it too. So, I would say, Mr. T, my two uncles, John and Shannon. I mean, Shannon and Ollie, and then Billy and myself. So there's a lot of people that went into Barrett. I had different ways that I was going to do them, but that kind of was what we settled in.
I like it.
Nice.
Any other questions?
To
On the
answer one, John has played the original Final Fantasy VII. This is why it's so easy for us to get on Cameron for not doing so.
Oh,
John knows Barrett. He played that back in the day. He understands the
I had so many
emotions that
voices
Cameron is
Barrett.
missing.
But Cameron, you
Right.
play remake, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I had a challenge, a little wager.
Shut up.
with
It's been 4
Justin.
years. It's irrelevant now. You suck. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh!
You can't bring up the challenge that you didn't complete. Like,
It don't matter no more.
Oh.
no, you did not.
I completed the challenge. I just didn't complete
Shut
my
up.
penalty.
Stop.
for
Shut up.
losing.
No,
you
you
didn't
suck.
complete the challenge.
So-
You didn't complete the challenge.
So I had to beat it by the game by midnight at the end of the week, and if I didn't do it, then I had to play the original, and I think I finished it by like maybe 6 the next day. It was like early
Yeah.
morning the next day,
Yeah.
and so I lost technically. So I'm on the hook to play the original. I just haven't
The
done it.
original. Okay.
Shut up. We don't even
You'll
care
Yeah,
no
shut
more.
up. Yeah, you have no.
What do you mean you don't care? Then stop bringing it up then.
No.
You have zero intention of playing it.
Nah.
I didn't
care.
I didn't bring it
I
up.
care. I care.
So,
I care. I want Cam to experience like most of our
the
childhood.
reason
Dude.
the reason why the main reason why we wanted him to play the original is because he's now experienced Midgard. You got the beginning of the game, but we all know Rebirth and everything outside of Midgard is where the game actually begins, and you
Yes.
get to see everything.
Oh, it's about
Here's
to
It's
roll.
been
why I
4
want you to
years.
play the
It doesn't
original.
matter. The Rebirth is
It's
here
been
already.
wrong.
He's just going to experience everything with magical magic.
Here's why
Look at
I
it.
want you to play the original
got 11
specifically,
days.
because
Got
I
11
know you,
He got
Cameron.
11 days.
I know how you get, Cameron. I know you're very inquisitive. I know once you get interested in something, you ask lots of questions.
And we're going to say, shut up.
Exactly. It's like, oh, did that happen in the original? Cameron,
You would have
play the
known.
original.
Well, no, because
Hey, what's the difference between this game and the original game? You would know if you played the original game. Cameron.
I don't talk.
we were telling Cam about one part in Final Fantasy VII where, because he was he was essentially saying that the game wasn't interesting, and I was like, Cam, if
What?
you said
What wasn't
the
interesting?
original.
Oh,
He doesn't like the way. No, he doesn't
I just
like
said
the
cake
blocky polygon, the
Which
you know
is
the little
fine.
popsicle lollipop characters.
Yeah, I get
that,
it. I
That's
get
his
it.
main thing.
all the
That's
But
it.
characters-
see,
like-
but for me, no.
Because that was kind of original at the time,
No.
bro.
No, because
I
the thing
know.
is,
I should
like,
have played it back
you
then,
should
Uncle
be
John.
able
That's the
to at
problem.
least you should
I
be able
didn't.
to at least get past the obstacle stuff. If you're looking at the story, if you're looking at like the world building and all like that, you should be able to get past the fact that like everyone looks like a popsicle. I don't agree with his reasoning of that's the reason why he's not playing it.
It probably was more. It's probably the side scrolling, the letters. It was probably, just he had to go through.
Hashtag
like,
Mr. Indie
Yeah,
Watch
that's
loves
probably-
all that.
That's what I'm saying.
really?
Yes, this man
Mr.
plays
Indie
indie
Watch
games.
loves all of that.
Wow, that's
We-
different because my sons are like, Dad, they're talking too much. I'm gonna push through. I'm like, no, you have to read what they're saying. But not okay if Cam likes that.
Uncle
then
John,
yeah,
hold
there's
up,
no
hold up.
excuse.
There was a game we played at PAX West. I can't remember the name of the game, but the initial game started off with the character as a stick figure. And Cam said, "Oh, this game
Nostalgia.
is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Nostalgia,
This
yeah.
game is fun." So,
Oh,
Cam,
no.
I am now Uncle John. My
No, but
apologies.
no.
I'm sorry. No.
That was
Cam,
a cool
no, Uncle
concept,
John.
okay?
Uncle John. My apologies, Cam. Fuck you.
Listen, in that game,
We went right off the deep end, like immediately.
Tell me this
If
doesn't
anyone
sound
has
cool,
seen-
Uncle John. In that game, although you start as a stick figure, as your character levels up, you become more and more high def. You get more polygons.
Now, Darren, what happens when you get into
Right?
battle? Darren, what happens when you go into
Yeah.
battle?
I don't
Darren,
even
what
know.
happens when you go into battle?
Oh, you mean in Final Fantasy VII when you get into a battle, you're no longer a popsicle character?
Yes, that part. Yeah,
You gain all
that
kinds of
part.
materia, health, HP, MP. I mean, dude, bro, I hear you, but yeah, they got you. Yeah.
Yes.
gotta
Now I
see it.
Now
just
feel
wanna-
I'm not gonna
guilty and
join
do
in
it.
on- I'm not gonna join in on bashing you, but you got 11 days.
11 days.
It's
You can do
totally
it.
possible.
Yeah, it's totally
I
possible.
beat it in 20 hours, dog. Hey, man.
Yeah, Mike was telling me yesterday. He was like, he said something about God mode or something, where you get your limit breaks like every battle, and you can just like storm through everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are.
Play it
The
on-
thing is, though, is that you're talking about purists who read what was being said, and what's being said is so. I think that's why Justin is like, yo, I can't wait for this particular scene because the words meant something, like, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So these words now are actually going to be said by the character as opposed to having to read them. So however you interpret those words is what's going to hit you, and that's why everybody was so vested in it. Because it meant something different for everybody, even though it was a particular scene and a particular thing. You can relate to it in some shape, form, or fashion of your life.
Yeah.
So that's why they want you to experience it like that. It's an experience.
Uncle John, I love
it was
you.
my first RPG.
Uncle
love
John,
you back.
I love you. I love you. I love,
Love you
Just-
back, dog.
oh man.
See,
Jesus
everything
Christ.
he's saying is true. Like, because
It's so fact.
I didn't play it until like 2018, 2019. That's when I first played 7.
And I was yelling at Darren too.
Yep, and it was fair. And it was fair.
I yelled at him
And
too.
it was
I
fair.
was like, Darren, you played here.
Because the difference between me and Cam is I at least knew a good amount of 7 already.
Yes.
I knew about all the big
Mm.
stuff, so it was kind of like, whatever. I know the game. But then when I finally
Right.
did play through it, I didn't know about any of the stuff with Barrett and Dine. I didn't know about the intricate stuff with Vincent. I didn't know a lot of like
Yeah.
the in between story beats on how you get to those pivotal moments that everybody
The
knows.
relationship.
So once I got
I
to,
want
to see all of that, I was just like,
Vincent.
how did this exist back then? I still feel
Yeah.
that way. So it's like,
That's why it was one of the most anticipated remake Final Fantasies.
when it
because
got announced, we're
the
like, they pushed the
writing-
button. They pushed the
right.
7 button.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The writing is I ain't gonna lie, it's brilliant, bro.
It's phenomenal.
And it stands for today, even with it being remade, remake, and rebirth. The writing is because the relationships, they're dynamic, you know. So I think you'll enjoy it, brother. I do. I'm not steering you wrong.
We had another
Yeah.
question in chat. Our boy Joanne Oni Noir said, "Can we ever expect you?" I don't remember the exact question, but I'm paraphrasing. He
when
said,
we
"Can
getting you in a Persona game?
Oh, bro, that's what you man.
When he-
Listen, bro, y'all don't even know. As excited as Jay is about the game coming up, man. Listen, do you guys know that Darren got me? He sent me.
Yeah, I
the
remember.
song?
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
we
that
talked
was
about
way.
this.
That was way back when, right?
Yeah.
That was when we had the
Still
episode.
playing it. I'm still
Yeah?
playing. You talking about
It's a
reading
long ass game.
everything? You know, not just that. I'm trying to do all the missions. I'm trying to find out who killed the cats. I'm
Mhm.
trying to find out all these different things. I'm like, how much time I have? I'm running out of days. I gotta go home. I gotta go home. Why is it making me get on a train? I'm mad at it. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do that. I wanted to steal her heart. You know, so man, that
I
game
know-
is so good.
I
Yes,
know we
sir.
talked about Persona last time, but just the way your IMDb is, I had to double check to make sure you weren't on a game anyway. Just
Fair enough.
because that happens
No.
sometimes. Austin is in Persona 3 Reload, so
And 3 reload, yeah, I know. I'm excited about that too,
Awesome.
but I gotta get past 5.
That's
you
perfect.
gotta
That's
get.
fair.
you
That's
gotta
fair.
get
I was in New York, and it's the first time I met Matt Middleton, and we're talking, and I don't know how it came up. I was telling him, hey, I gotta finish this game. I really love this game.
Oh yeah, because he's
You know, we're
Ryuji,
talking
right?
about
Yeah,
Ghost
yeah, yeah.
Yes, and he was
Mhm.
like, you don't recognize my voice? I'm like, no. I was like, it's not like you talking like, we're just talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he did it. I'm like, oh, you the blind dude. And man, you talking about fanboy. I just picked him up. I was, how you hug somebody? I picked him up.
Man.
I was like, oh my God.
You're my
I
boy,
don't think I-
dog. That's
Dude,
amazing.
I don't think I have had one fight without him in it.
Nice.
Like, out of all the people, that dude is in it.
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm like, and when you get to know Matt, you're like, dude, Ryuji's character is so not him.
Mhm.
It's not him. And it's like,
Mhm.
that dude is a genius, bro. But he's done so many other things. He's off the chain. Talking about another talent, he is unreal. Unreal. So
It's funny
him
and
and Robbie Damon and all, these guys, there's just guys out here that are just brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm very
So
excited to see for Matt's performance, just because I think the last trailer they put out for Final Fantasy, like, it was they showed a quick clip of Tifa and Aerith coming out, and they were like in beach attire, and you see them go up to Red, just be like, oh, how do we look? The funniest thing, because we know Red has this deep gruff voice in the game. But
Mhm.
for that moment, all you hear is, huh? Like, his actual... and then all you hear is...
And he goes, yeah, that's it.
I'm just like, wow, the voice actually came out. That's amazing.
So, wow, I wish I could watch you guys play through this. Like,
Oh, you will be able to. I'm playing it.
No, I
I'm
wish
playing
I
the whole
could
thing on
be
stream.
there.
Oh,
Oh yeah, just it's because,
I got
'cause
room.
there's- Even with that, when I saw that clip, you said crazy. When I saw that clip, D, I was like, they don't even know.
Man.
Oh,
So
that's all I can say with that.
That's
I
fair.
saw that clip and was like, I was literally like you. Hi, Daddy. I was like this, literally, because it was like, because I know. You know,
Mhm.
and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't let that out of the bag yet. Nope. Can't.
No.
And it's
All the
just-
secrets we
oh.
want all that. That's why we're staying so, like, even like with this last trailer, I reluctantly watched it after like the demo was done and all that, and I was like, it's playing anyway, whatever. But like as soon as it starts, I was like, I don't think I want to
haven't-
be.
I
And it's
haven't
good.
seen
You're close enough, Justin. It's fine. It is what it is.
I haven't seen anything, and I'm all right with it.
You saw the very first one when they do the news, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I did saw the
Yeah,
I saw the
yeah.
very first trailer.
Oh,
I
but
have not
I'm
seen
talking
anything
about-
updated though.
But I mean, think about that scene. You know, they show it, and they
Mhm.
pull back, and then they push back in. It's Final Fantasy. Who would think that anybody's going to do that? They're like, if the sectors are the fail, and then the survivors, and push in, you get a glimpse of who's there, and
Mm-hmm.
pull back out. It's like, come on, man.
Because it's
That's how
instantly
you're
like,
supposed to do
what's
a
going
trailer.
on now?
Right.
What's
That's like
going
you
on
do a
here?
trailer. It's like I'm not gonna tell you everything. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you a little bit of piece of that marshmallow and make you go, "Dang, where's the fire? I need some chocolate. I need some graham crackers." You know, so that's how it is.
Even with all these trailers we've gotten, like I know it's nothing. I know we know nothing, and that's
That's why I'm tripping. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, because everybody's like, and this is gonna happen, and I'm gonna show you the tech. And what Zach is thinking is when he, oh, and by the way, and so everybody's like coming up with their own theory of what's gonna happen. It's like, y'all got, you know how you open a bag of chips and all of them ain't together, but the little pieces are at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just a lot of little crumbs.
Mm.
And they're speculating on what they think is going to happen. And I love it. It's great. It's like, oh, that's your interpretation? Great.
want
It's
that.
fun.
I like those combos. 'Cause
I'm a
it's-
One Piece fan.
It shows where
I'm all
people's
around
heads
that.
are at. Oh yeah, One Piece. Even worse. I'm a really big Kingdom Hearts fan. Considering
Oh,
we
that
get
was my second RPG.
for real.
That's what got me all that stuff over there. That's what got me into Final Fantasy in general. It was Kingdom
My
Hearts.
son Maxwell built me a PS, was it PS Vita? PS Vita, and put all my favorite games in it. I'm like,
Oh, nice.
it's just saying. And I didn't know you can put that many
So
games in.
so you went from Final Fantasy 7 into Kingdom Hearts as far as
Kingdom Hearts.
RPGs goes.
Mhm.
So you never really left Cloud. He has just been there.
He's been with
or
you all
some simulation of him,
Yeah, right.
there and everything. You know,
Mhm.
I didn't even realize I was in Kingdom Hearts. And Square Enix that came in and said, "Hey, yeah, it's a great job in Kingdom Hearts." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, that's in your
Like,
credits
that's
as well.
not you guys. It's not Square Enix. Like, yeah. I'm like,
I mean,
well, you
Darren's
should see
pulling up
me
the IMDb
when I
right
went.
now.
Right.
Oh, I went to Square Enix the other day for the very first time. I had a blast. I'm going back. I guess most of the staff is there on Tuesday, and I promise everybody I'm coming on a Tuesday. I'm gonna figure it out when I get back in town. And I walked in, and I'm like, I thought Laura Croft was I don't even know how to say the word, Eidos or Eidos.
Eidos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eidos, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't know that was. I had no clue it was
Square
Square Enix.
owned Eidos until like the
Mhm.
past year or so when
Right.
they sold it
And
off, and
they
that's a
explained
whole
it to me.
other.
Oh yeah, they explained it to me. I'm like, what? And that Laura Croft too. I'm like, I didn't finish that one. I have all those. And I was like, I'm taking a picture next to Laura Croft. And so it's just like I was shocked. And then they showed me this this one shelf. I know I'm not giving anything away by saying this, but Square has this one shelf of books. Actually, it's not one shelf. It's a bookcase on this side and this side and this side of that same wall. And it's all the magazines, cheat codes, walkthroughs, playthroughs of all their games.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, yeah, nobody's touched those in years. I'm like, what? I used to get this game in magazine. And I'm just like, oh my God, nobody's, oh no, let me open it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's Cloud right there. It's crazy, dude. I'm like, I went back to childhood walking through there. And it was
That's
very
awesome.
fun.
That's fantastic.
I'm sorry, we got to answer some more questions. I'm sorry.
Let's see. What do we have? Fizzy is asking, what kind of games are you playing when you have the time?
1 second. Cam, did I finish your question?
Yeah, no, you did.
Oh, my man? Okay.
You did.
What kind of games do I play when I have time? I just got finished talking to my son Maxwell about this. I am absolutely in love and waiting and biting at the bits for Ghost of Tsushima to do another download. That's one of the best games I have played visually. All of it's got the same sound and visual, I think, that attracts me to Final Fantasy. It's just like it's just brilliant to play in, and I like those kind of games. And so I guess I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing Persona 5 right now. I just I went to my son's place in Oregon, and my son Noah, who's in London right now, said, "Hey, Dad, have you ever played Hitman 3?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the black Hitman, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let me check it out." Man, I am hooked on
Wait,
that
why'd
game.
you say the black kid, man?
Because it is.
He's black? I'm like, when did Agent 47 change up on us?
No, I'm sorry, not Hitman. You're right. No, you're right. You're right. I apologize. Not Hitman. Mafia 3.
Ah, okay, 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 okay,
Mafia
okay,
3.
okay,
That's
okay,
my
okay.
bad. I told you I'm tired. Mafia 3.
Okay.
Bro, I fell in love with that
The
game.
start of that
I'm
game
like,
is crazy.
oh,
The
and I
start of
didn't
that
know that
game
was the
is
start.
great.
I'm like, oh, I'm in it. I'm in it. They're like, no, this is prequel. I was like, I had to play a whole. Dude, that game is so good. It's like GTA meets the original Mafia, which I was in the first Mafia and didn't realize it was Mafia at the time. GTA meets Mafia meets goodness. It's brilliant to me. It's unreal. So I like games like that. I'm also playing. I'm trying to finish the story mode in Mortal Kombat. I haven't been able
Okay.
to play that because it's like I got to play when my wife's not around because all the gore and the finishing moves are brutal.
Yeah.
And I want to get the new Tekken.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Please
bro,
do.
Tekken's always been my game, and I'm just like, man, I gotta beat some games
It's
first. I'm
so
spending too
good.
much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I heard the story mode is off the chain too,
It's
and I didn't think it
insane.
would
The
be.
story mode is so good
I'm
and
like, oof.
insane. It is
I'm
a
like, oof.
that is peak nonsense. Peak fighting
Yeah,
game nonsense in the story, and
yeah.
it's great.
So I've always loved those games, and I'm a big fan of God of War, all the way from the original. I'm a huge fan, and I don't think they're gonna make anymore, unfortunately, of Uncharted.
Oh no,
Um,
they're done. I think.
yeah. So I mean, games like that that's my genre, man. So
Alan
I
Wake
don't
is
really like.
another one to definitely
You should
hop on
try
if you
Alan
have
Wake.
Alan Wake.
Alan
Yeah,
Wake.
You gotta text me.
I'll
Text
got
me
you.
because I'll
Yeah, we
forget.
got you.
Yeah, text me. Yeah, those are that stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to finish. I just finished one. Oh, I just finished Ghost, and then I just finished
Such a good
something
game.
else.
It's
Oh,
so
it's
good.
unreal. The second story though. Oh my god.
Man.
I'm like, what do you mean? He's gonna find out. Oh, is that his?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know,
good.
I'm a
That's what you
fan
were
for
too,
heartstrings being pulled. Yeah, my bad, Cam. I did say Hitman, didn't I? You're like, what?
He was gonna buy that
I
today.
like,
Right?
I like Hitman too.
I was like,
Hitman
No,
is cool.
did
I
you
can't
ever play
play
Mafia,
Hitman
Cameron?
well.
Or Mafia 3 at least?
I never played any of the Mafia games. I love
Cameron, I
Hitman
think
though.
you would love
Honestly, you should pick it up. You should
Yeah.
pick it up. Yeah,
it.
at
Yeah,
least
and it's
3.
yeah,
Like
3.
the
3 is
driving
fun.
in 2 will make you want to put your controller through a wall, but 3 is fun.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, the driving in
No,
that
3
game
is shoot. One of the missions I just passed it. You gotta prove that you can drive. I'm like, what? You can hit people? I'm not trying to hit nobody. Why the police have
I
to?
want to be a good gangster.
I want to be a
Yeah,
good
sure.
gangster.
He's not a gangster. He's a fixer.
He's a fixer.
Hey.
He does what needs
He's
to
a
be
re-
done. You can hire
a
a
re-
gangster.
Hey, you can.
All
He's
right.
actually repairing things. He's trying to fix things, make them better.
Yes, sir.
That's how I'm playing it. That's how I'm justifying it.
All right.
Yeah, I get that. I like games like that. Like I was telling these guys playing through Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, that was one. That's what I just finished.
Another game that made me cry. Gosh, the way that ended. I think it was more so because I played through that game being the best cowboy I could be. Like my
gotta
alignment
do
was
that.
all the way good. This Arthur was as nice as an Arthur as he could, as the story would allow him to be, because I'm still
was the
shooting people
same
in the
way.
face, right? But that ending gutted me.
Bro, I
And
didn't
then-
see it coming.
Oh
My
my
sons
goodness.
told me, "You gonna be okay, Dad?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude? I'm at the grizzly bear."
No,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Jump
just
the bear.
the midpoint in that game, I realized it was special when we came back from the island.
Town. Yeah, when you came to the town.
Yeah, when it's just he's riding the horse and they start playing a song by D'Angelo, because I found out D'Angelo was a big fan of the first game.
They got
And-
D'Angelo's music in Red Dead Redemption.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I believe the song is
Wow.
called Unshaken.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And I was
I'm a
like,
huge
why does
fan.
this hit so hard? It felt so emotional, and he loved the game. Apparently, he learned that they were making this game because he loved the first one, and specifically asked. All he asked was to play it early.
Mm,
and they're all like, "You can do us one better." And
mm.
That's cool.
the emotion from like the scenery, the music, the interactions with the characters, I love games like that, and it just completely pulls you in.
Dude, I
And
was gone when he saw his girl.
yeah,
I was gone.
yeah.
I'm like, they're getting back together, right? Man, I was just like bated
Man.
breath for half the stuff, and then I was like, "Do I have to sleep?" And then when I got to the part that you're talking about, I'm like, "I would have slept more.
Wish I would've
I would have taken more medicine. Just taking more health, more medicine. I'd have been all right." Just all these things, because my sons kept saying, "Yo, how you play, it's gonna dictate what happens." I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, "I can't play it again right now. It's too much."
Those
Seems
are
like
the
there's
good
always
ones.
something going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to pick them back up. Well, go ahead, man. We got questions. I'm sorry, we're
You
just
got
sitting
all
there
the
talking.
questions.
Let's see. So Seth was asked. I'm gonna ask this one after we're done recording. But having played the OG Final Fantasy VII, how excited were you to land such a huge role for Barrett in the remake?
I screamed in the house so loud that my wife and my sons thought something was wrong. When I finally got it. They were like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Baby, I got it." "You got what? Oh my God, what's wrong? You got what happened?"
I'm him.
You
That's what
I'm him.
I'm him. Nothing
And my
more to be
sons,
said. I'm
I
him.
was running around, "What's wrong, Dad? What's wrong?" Like, "I just got the game." "What game?" "Barrett, you got Barrett?" Yeah.
Nice.
It was an exciting time. It was you know, it's you don't get roles that you played, and you're excited about. I was
Mm-hmm.
so excited because I'm like, this is the first game I've ever played that was an RPG that I liked. Found out that one of the main guys was not just a black guy, but a leader, and doesn't die. And I've said that in almost every interview. I mean, this is great because back in the
Mm-hmm.
day, in the movies, it's like aside from the one Freddy Krueger where the brother was in it, who I got to meet when I first moved to LA. He didn't die, and I'm like, "Oh, he didn't die. Oh, great." Because Eddie Murphy even made a joke about I'll go check it out, Captain. I'll be right back. And it's like it's a monster in the ship. I'll be right back. No, you won't. And that's how it was
No,
for a while. And so
It's
I
like,
was just
yeah.
thankful. I was thankful for it, like beyond thankful. And I remember Alex Main from KoopaCon told me, he said, "You have no clue." I said, "No clue about what?" He said, "You have no clue how big this is." I was like, "Not the way you just made it sound." And then he started saying, "Hey, this is one of the most anticipated." He started telling me like the history of the fans, and he started telling me the history of the fans in other countries. And I went, "What?" And I didn't realize the hit that it would be in the UK, bro. I didn't associate the train with the underground that is the form of transportation in the UK. I didn't associate different m- oh, I almost said something. Different scenery, different areas
Mm-hmm.
that we are about to visit with other countries that yeah, I didn't associate the visuals with that, and
Mm-hmm.
and so I did not know the impact that it would have on people who played it, and people who had played it. So when I heard all the stories of everyone telling me, "Hey, this game brought me and my brother closer. My brother introduced this to me, and he just died," and all these different man, it's just some of the stories are just I'll never forget this one girl. Can I share it, or do we have time?
By all means.
Yeah, we have time.
We were in the UK, and it was the first time I went to the UK, and we were doing these basically like pop-up shops. We would do here. It was when I went to E3. So we went from here to Vancouver, from Vancouver to Boston, from Boston to
Oh, that's
Toronto.
right. That was in your
Toronto.
crazy weekend stint of
Mhm.
PAX East. Okay, I
Yeah.
remember that. You were everywhere that
That
week.
was nuts. It was nuts. So we went back from Toronto back to Boston, finished Boston that night, and got on a plane to London. It was my first time there, and we did London. And I'll never forget this girl was there, and her friends. We were doing an autograph session. Her friend came up and said, "Hey, we just wanted to get us." I was like, "Cool, no problem." And I looked at the girl, and she's crying. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, yeah, I'm just excited to meet you. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And her friend said, I'll tell you the truth. I'm like, what? She's like, Barrett is like her father. And she told me this whole story. And I'm like, what? And she's this little tiny thing. And I said, I'll give you a hug. Let me give you a hug because you know I'm a hugger.
Mhm.
And she's shaking. I've felt people shake when we've touched and everything and hugged, but not like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta hold on because she might fall. And it wasn't like one of those, Eddie Kane Jr. 5 heartbeats shakes. It was one of those, oh my God, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. You don't understand, but I'm very emotional and I'm not used to people.
Mm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. And so I said, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be. And our other friend came and he grabbed her and he held on. I was like, it's okay. And then I said, well, we talked for longer, and I'd always talked about her. So when I went back to London a year ago, um, she was in the audience, and she had gotten married to a great guy. All these things that I literally walked away and prayed about.
Mm-hmm.
All these things, Lord, let her find a good man. Let her be able to have reconciliation with whatever she needs to. Let her be taken care of. Let her be protected. All these different things, and I got to meet them both. Man, I was like, oh my God. So I'm trying not to just lose it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, to a point where they brought me on stage to do something, and I was like, stand up. I want everybody to see what this has birthed, what KupaCon has birthed, what Alex has put together. This area where you can be you and be happy and be free and not be scared or shy.
Yeah.
And if you are, it's okay too. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I got to see this. It's just for the back of my mind, I'm like, thank you, Lord, for letting me be able to see this effect and your prayers answered. So that was one of the biggest moments when I realized,
Very
oh,
cool.
this is huge. This is bigger than me. And it was
Mm-hmm.
humbling. Woo, it was humbling. Not that I have a big head or anything, but I'm confident in what I do and I'm prepared with what I do. Even when I go and do conventions, I want it to be an experience. I don't want it to be just a, hey, I'm going to sign your thing and how you do, talk to you later. Bye. I want it to be an experience for everybody. And even in my preparation, nothing could have prepared me for how people were receiving the game itself. And now, on the turn side of it, how people are receiving me is very humbling. Very humbling.
Because they don't meet Barrett. I think that's the biggest thing with you, John. And anytime I bring you up, I consistently say I'm like, you are one of the kindest people I've ever met, and that's very genuine. But when they go to see you, they go to see, oh, this is Barrett's voice actor. Oh my gosh, he
Mhm.
voiced Barrett. And then they meet you and you talk to them and they go, oh my god, this is who's voicing Barrett.
Yeah.
And that
That's
is, it's
funny.
very much an experience that, like, I know it is different with each person you meet, as a fan, as somebody who knows you, John. But when first meeting you, I don't think anybody expects you,
No.
Mm,
and you in
that's
yourself
funny.
is you're an experience, John. You're
Yes.
an experience
How,
that
how
people
can
hold
how
truly.
that's weird to me. It's like, how can you not? Well, I don't know what it's like, so I'm not gonna say anything because I got a lot of voiceover experience.
Just know it,
It's
you
like,
have a positive impact on those that you meet, and it stands out and it sticks with
Yeah.
people. And
I
that's
think,
cool.
especially if we've had anybody who's met someone in the industry or met someone who they'd admired or watched any of their projects, and they finally meet that person in person. The interactions normally don't go like how they go with you.
no,
Honestly,
no.
Oh, I
like
thought you were gonna say how they thought they would.
no, like
That's funny.
majority of the time, and we come to expect it. Like we're kind of in these people's way. Like, let me just get in real
Oh.
quick, maybe say hi, and then dip out and let them go about their business or whatever. But it is the opposite with you. It feels like it is very much so apparent that you want to be there in that conversation. You want to be there in
Right.
that moment, and that does a lot for people.
Mm.
Well, that's good to know. That's good. That's answered
Mhm,
prayer, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
mhm.
Um, with respect to a person's, if they're like, hey, I'm good. I
Mhm.
Right.
respect that.
Right.
I'll never forget this one girl. I keep telling these stories. This one made me really happy. This one lady, she's very shy. and she was not. She was very introverted. I don't think I've ever met anybody this introverted, but she had on this killer cosplay. I was just like, wow, you look just like one of the Avalanche members. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah, I do. And she would do this when she talked. I'm like, oh, okay. And,
Mm-hmm.
and she had on a specific badge to let me know, okay, be gentle. And I tried to be, but she was so sweet. And I'm like, oh, you don't know what it's like to know that you're loved, is what I felt in my spirit. And so we were talking and everything. And she's like, this is the first time I've been out since COVID. I was like, oh, I think it had been 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
2.5 years. So this is the first time I've been out of my house. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I ordered everything. I'm like, oh. And so I felt bad for her. We just talked. I just wanted to talk to her. And I said, can I hug you? Can I give you a hug? She's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, okay, I won't, I promise. And then I said, well, we're going to take our pictures, right? So we took our pictures. And in the picture, I gave her a hug. And she looked at me and she went, like, and I
She's like,
hugged
I'll
her.
take it.
And I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, great, thank you so much. And then I saw after I got back, this was out of the country. I got back home, I saw that she had posted, which was hard for her to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she posted, "Oh my God, I never realized I needed a hug from that man." And I think it broke a lot of things because I follow her. I follow her and say,
Yeah.
hey, you're doing this now? Hey, you're doing this? I don't say anything, because I don't want to be creepy. Like, I
Yeah.
see you doing this.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh
Not
my
the
God,
grimy
she's
voice.
out of the house. Right. And it's just those are the kind of interactions, man, I wasn't prepared for. I didn't
Yeah.
know a video game was like that. And Cody is my friend. And Cody is like, man, you'd be surprised. And he started telling me all these different things. I'm like, yeah, but you're on television. You're on this show and you're on this movie. And he's like, yeah, but it's surprise. You'd be surprised. And then people meet Cody and they're like, oh, he is humble and just a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I tell people that, and folks don't understand how I literally say Cody is, to me, he is the next generation of Keanu Reeves. He is a musician. He is a jack of all trades. He is a sensitive dude. He's humble. He's an unbelievable businessman. And he's just different guy. And you meet him and you don't know any of that stuff. All you know is Timbo.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It's like, he's a different dude. He's like Keanu is that dude who'll be on the subway with you, right?
Yeah.
You look up and you're like, is that John Wick? Oh my God, they about to start shooting. And Cody
They about to
is
start
that
shooting.
dude who'll be
Are they
around you
shooting
and you'd be like, somebody about to break my neck. They'll tackle me, for all Americans. So it's interesting being able to interact with people who you love and who you admire, and you're like, oh, I get to work with them. We good. And that's for everybody in our cast. That's for everybody. Even the NPCs who have come through, when I'm in session, I'm like, dude, what's up? They're like, what's up? I don't know you, but I'm like, dude, you're part of something huge. That's good. It's like, thanks, join the team. It's like, it's a big deal, man. No part is too small in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
I'm taking a long time to answer the questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Nah,
this
you're
is
absolutely
No, this is
fine.
great.
we know when we
Like, I'm
have
in the
you on, it's
living
just a
room.
good time. It doesn't matter. We are good. So my finest winest Neo Reaper, he asked, what was
What's
John's
his name?
So I call him my fine wine, finest winest. We have names around here. It's a good time. Shout out to my boy Seth. Love you.
What's his handle though?
Neo Reaper.
Neo Reaper.
Neo Reaper.
I like that. That's nice.
What was your favorite party members in the original 7?
Oh, Barrett, Cloud, and people be mad at me for saying it's Tifa.
Who would
Barrett,
who?
Cloud.
And I'll fight them.
Nah,
Right.
we
Like,
are
Who would
part
be
of
mad at
the.
Tifa?
We're part of the group who is currently petitioning to get Tifa in Tekken.
Tekken 8, yeah.
Oh, wouldn't that be good?
She would be perfect. We've been saying that
Saying
since
it for
Tekken 7.
years.
Ooh.
Put Tifa in
Oh,
Tekken.
yeah, she'd be
It's
a
over.
beast.
It's
Mm.
over.
Yeah,
She's
beast.
perfect. And it's funny because Harada from Tekken side has like recognized that people keep asking about it, and on the on the Final Fantasy side of things, they're also like, we hear you, and that's it. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that's all they've said. They've recognized it. They
Yeah.
acknowledge
Wait a
that people
Is
want
that
that.
Harada? Chris Harada?
Katsuhiro Harada. He's
Oh,
the
Katsuhiro.
yeah, he's one of the
Okay.
directors at Bandai Namco.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that he recognizes it. No, that'd be
It's just
beast
like,
mode.
okay,
Now,
we
I don't know
see.
if Square will release that.
We don't know
I don't
either,
know if
but
they
it's the
release.
fact that
I
both
mean,
sides acknowledge it. That's a start.
Noctis was in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
Noctis was in 7, so
They have a
the
precedent for
relationship is
Final
there.
Fantasy characters
You're
in
right.
Tekken already, so.
Bro, that would be an awesome fighting platform. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was. As soon as I saw her moveset in remake, I was like, no, this is a Tekken character. This is that was a juggle right there. That was a 10 hit she just did. This is a Tekken
Yeah.
character. Like,
Yeah. Wait until you.
You
Almost
stop
got you.
that right now. You
So,
stop
yeah.
that.
I on TikTok, I have this bad habit of popping into the lives of voice actors and trying to get them to say blame the NDA any character voice.
Mm.
I've only gotten one to do it so far, but the voice actor for Donald Duck shut me down expeditiously.
Shut you down?
Yeah, I was like, can you say blame the NDA in Donald's voice? He's like, I can, but I won't.
Yeah, there's certain things you can't do. I learned that the hard way in the first one.
We know.
But I also saw people. Yeah, I also saw people like guess at stuff, and I couldn't even admit it. They were right. I'm like, wow, they were like, this is gonna
No,
happen.
that's
Happening.
funny.
Right.
That's silly.
It was like
That's-
that's waiting to happen, and literally they were right. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So, but yeah, there are people who kind of got stuff right. I stopped looking at the stuff though.
Sometimes you got
Those
to.
things.
Yeah.
I just there's a lot of information on that.
So I actually had to go down your IMDb to count how many times you played Nick Fury.
Oh, played them a lot.
A lot.
I wish I can get back at it.
I don't think they.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing all the
it's
work.
been about like 4 years, hasn't it?
Since I've done a Nick Fury, probably. I think the last Nick Fury I did, we did Legos. Oh, the last Nick Fury I did was, I think, not Secret Wars. It was
Was it the
The
Ultimate
handheld
Alliance?
the Ultimate Alliance for the phone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, that one.
That was the last one I did.
Or is that Marvel Snap? We're thinking.
Well, I don't think it was Marvel Snap. I've done so many of them I can't remember now.
Okay.
I think it was Alliance, because I remember the studio I was in when we were doing it, and I've heard people do him since, and I'm like, oh, that's a different take on Nick. I don't think that's Samuel L. But okay, if you're going different, if you're going to, I mean, because I think I've watched pretty much everything that Samuel L. has done. That's one dude I want to meet. I don't care if I work with. I want to work with him like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about like a fan. Like I was a fan. I am a fan of Denzel Washington, and I got to meet him and was like, in awe. Didn't even know I had an audition in front of him and didn't even know how to talk. And it was like, this is crazy. But Samuel L. is a guy who I want to meet so much because that is my Uncle John's voice. When I imitate Samuel L. or when I voice match him, that's how my Uncle John talked. And Samuel L. he's one of the reasons that I'm still out here indirectly, and I want to tell him to his face. He said something years ago. He probably wouldn't even remember it. He said it's about longevity, and he showed it. He showed all the indie films he did, all the small projects he did. There was a point where for 3 years, everything that required a black man of his stature, of his stamina, of his anything, he was the man. And it was during this weird shift where you had Danny Glover, Denzel Washington, and Lou Gossett Jr. And there was obviously a changing of guard for Denzel to come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Lou Gossett and Danny, they were doing everything, Lethal Weapon, all these different things. And then all of a sudden, you stop seeing them. And I was like, whoa, these are people who I admire. Lou Gossett especially, everything. And I would see Samuel Jackson do everything. I'm like, who is this? Oh my gosh. And then I started listening to how he spoke. I'm like, oh, that's Uncle John. Then I started looking at his cadence, and I started studying how he went about films, and he was different in every one. because I would look at Jack Nicholson. I'm like, okay, you got a piece of Jack in every character because that's who he is, and he can
Yeah.
play the heck out of that character. But Samuel L. is like, yeah, I'm gonna give you my voice, but I'm gonna give you a difference in every character, and then every character was a different dynamic, right? It wasn't Samuel L. Right,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would look at him like, this dude, okay. So it was easy to figure out how to sound like him because I was listening to him in my living room as a child every Sunday when the fellas would drink and watch the games. So to be able to do his voice and then take it over the top or bring it back down, that was easy. So I do hope I get to do it again because he does a lot of projects. And I'm in the middle of watching the Marvel series that he just did. I just started it. I'm on the show episode 2.
Secret
And I think,
Invasion.
yeah, Secret Invasion. A lot of people are poo-pooing all the content. I'm like, dude, I get it, but you have to look at the performances. I understand Marvel is hitting you with a bunch of information right now. I get it, and I know people are like, whoa, 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 too much. It's like, when it's good acting, it's never too much. That's
Not
how I
Madam
look
Web.
at it.
I'll say it here and talk crap. Not Madam Web. Ah,
I didn't get to see it.
don't.
I heard
Don't.
it.
It's okay.
I love Dakota
I
Johnson,
heard
and she Dakota is a great actress. I'll say that. I don't think she was given good material to work with at all.
I can't say that. I can't. I haven't seen it, but I think if an actor is a really good actor, they can take that material and make it their own. They can speak to the director. They can speak to the producer. I
I
mean,
wish this was the
I
case.
think there's different ways. I haven't seen it. I don't know, but I do think that a lot of movies and television shows are miscast for the simple fact that the people who are in charge of it, or the powers that be, whoever they may be, they think that that person is going to bring a specific fan base to their project, and people are guessing wrong. People are guessing wrong when it comes to comic books, when it comes to animation, when it comes to anime. You got to understand that fan base. That fan
Yeah.
base is loyal to what brought it there. So if you don't bring somebody who can bring it, you can't just bring them because they're a name. They got to care about the project.
A
You know?
perfect actual, like I was telling the boys before he had hopped on, because on one side Madam Web, but put to exactly what you're speaking about, just watched the new TMNT movie, Mutants of Mayhem, and like Ice Cube was one of the main villain, and watching the movie and just hearing him, I'm like, he had fun. You could tell
Yeah.
that he was in it.
Yeah.
He enjoyed the role. He sold the role. Like everything,
Yeah.
all
That's
the
the
voice
anime.
cast.
Not
It was-
just that, but like you can tell different people involved in making the Ninja Turtles movie actually liked and cared about the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
You could feel
And
the
you
joy
can hear it
and
in their voices.
you could just hear it. You can hear it in their performances, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this is good.
Yeah.
This is a performance. These are voice
But
actors.
you
and,
matched
like,
that character. He matched the fly. He matched that character.
Absolutely.
He was that guy.
Super
and it was awesome.
Superfly.
It was
Great.
awesome, dude. He was playing with all kind of ranges that I've never heard
Mhm.
Q play with. But he was having a blast, and I
Mhm.
was just like, wow, every choice he made to me was right in
Mhm.
that character.
The kids
And
were
there's a
so
lot of-
good too. Like
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
they were.
to be young
They were.
actors, they were so good.
Yeah. But you know why? Because when you're young and you care about the project, or when you care about the project, period, regardless of how old you are,
Yeah.
you can be 955 like Yoda. And then you can be old, but if you care about the project, there's a whole different love that you have for the performance. You want it to be right. You want it to be right for the project, first and foremost. And then you want it to be right for the fans or the consumer, second of all. And then you want it to be right for your doggone reputation. There's reasons that we do what we do.
Yeah.
And I think those people who care about the work, not just I care about the acting of it. No, what about how do I give justice to this project with the character that I need to give justice to make this project better for whoever's involved with it.
Mhm.
If you do everything that you can with the biggest part of excellence that you can say that I left all my skin on the field. I left my blood on the field. I put everything I could into it, regardless if it's good or not. I know that I put it in. Jack Black's another guy. You listen to Jack Black, any voiceover he's ever done, 150%
Yep.
he puts in it,
That's amazing.
and it's dynamic.
Yeah.
And it stands out not because he's Jack Black and funny. It stands out because it's about the work and the fans. When you put yourself last, that ego,
Mhm.
that changes the whole demographics of the project. because and people see it and they hear it and they feel it and they care and they see that you care. Well, that's what makes it work, man. That's how it should be.
Yes,
You
sir.
can't dial a performance in. I mean, how many times have you gone to a concert and you're like, man, I can't. Well, I paid all this money. I paid a lot of money because I wanted to see this particular person, and this
Mm-hmm.
particular person doesn't show up, or this particular person is drunk, or this particular person isn't up to par, or
Yeah.
they half-ass it, and you're like, you don't start thinking about your money right away. You start thinking,
Why'd I
man,
buy them Lauren Hill tickets?
I,
I was thinking of the same person. Like, how many of us are thinking about Lauren Hill at this exact moment?
I didn't say any names. I didn't say any names, but that's the watch out.
Hey,
But
Lauren,
no,
if you listening, that
seriously.
was me. Yeah, it wasn't John. That was me. I'll take all the heat because I know you ain't
But I
finna show
mean,
up anyway.
oh, but you know what I mean? You're not just disappointed. You're let down. You're abused. And then all of a sudden you think about, I spent money
And then, right.
and I
Right.
can't get it back.
My
And you go, wait a
resources.
minute, I invested in this, and
Mhm.
so yeah, it's always about making sure that you are giving justice to the project, giving justice to the fans. Yourself is always last. More questions. Sorry, guys, I
All
keep
right.
taking a long
All
time.
right.
I got one for
Yeah.
you.
You're supposed to be
So
reading them off the thing.
I am.
Hey,
No.
we
I
all enjoying. Everybody's just like, keep
yeah.
talking, John. We
Oh,
like it.
Yeah.
We
okay,
like it. We
okay,
like
okay.
it.
Other than Final Fantasy, which we already talked about, are there any other projects where you were already a big fan of the property?
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Um, Resident Evil. I grew up playing the first one. Was just like back when it was on Sega, and was just like, wow, this is a crazy game. It's like this is a story. And then, oh, I'm scared too. It was just. And talk about polygon figures. There's one for you, Cam. That was big
Oh my
time.
goodness.
Um,
No, that
Resident,
gave
all
me my
fighting games,
first.
all fighting games. But Resident Evil, dude, when I got to do the movie, and they flew us to Mexico to do it, and it was like 125 degrees where we had to film. But I met, oh, why can't I remember her name now? Mila.
Mila.
Mhm.
And I met Mila, and she was one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I was like, whoa, she's a star though. She's not
Mhm.
supposed. By then, I had done quite a bit of work, and I was like, I don't know any others other than John Lithgow and Jane Curtin. They were
Mhm.
unbelievably gracious and professional, and French Stewart. They were just unreal, right?
Mhm.
And it was like I did Martin and I did Jamie was outstanding, and so was Christopher Duncan. But those are real life things. Those weren't
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
you know video games or anything. So, but I've met so many people in my life that are just blessings to me. John Amos, the list goes on and on. Just Patti LaBelle, just all these people that have
Hey.
just blessed me, and then some of them don't even know. But when I met Mila on the set, because it was a job, it was like you had to be out there in the heat, you had to get shots, you had to, you had to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched her, 125 degrees. There's a perimeter around where we were shooting the specific scene, and it was a gate, and all the undead were outside the gate trying to get in, wearing these hot masks and everything, way off in the distance. I watched her get a bunch of cold waters, put them in a box, and go out to every one of them on this perimeter in her outfit, in her costume, in her makeup, and make sure that all the background in Mexico, you just in a remote area in Mexico, just go out and make sure everybody was hydrated and they were okay. And I went, that's what I want to be. If I ever become a lead like that in a movie or a television show or whatever, film, stage, whatever, that's what I want to be. I want to be like that. I want to care about the people who make the project.
Right.
And I watched her do that, and then I found out, she was doing all of her fight scenes and training afterwards. She was pregnant.
Oh wow.
She's pregnant, and I'm like, who is this?
Mhm.
And then she and Paul wound up taking over the directing job. The director, he was the producer. He wound up taking over at the time, and then they got married. And I'm like, this is This is it. This is cool
Mhm.
right here. This is it. Right. This is real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I went, yeah. So that impressed the mess out of me. But like I said, I've had a lot of people impress the heck out of
I
me.
was gonna
A
say
lot of them.
that's when Capcom fell in love with her too, because they're like, we're never letting her go.
Oh no, they try to have her do everything. Everybody's
Stares
like,
at
you know,
Monster
Fifth
Hunter.
Element.
Come on,
Yeah.
let's Monster
Oh,
Hunter.
dude.
No, we got
No,
another
bring your
series
Monster
running.
Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Let's do that.
Got this.
When she did Fifth Element, you're like,
Hey, Fifth Element was
Fifth
amazing.
Element was so
No,
good.
it was.
Fifth Element was amazing.
It was.
Really good movie.
she was doing all of her stuff. Maybe not all the flipping and stuff, but that I'm like, that's her.
Multi-pass.
Multi-bus.
Unreal. But just the sweetest heart of a person
Mhm.
in the business that I think one of them, when it comes to mind, one of the sweetest hearts who the fame didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The accolades didn't matter. What mattered was the people who were involved in making this work. You know what I mean? And that was, she's the truest form of ensemble, along with Jane Curtin, all the folks from Third Rock from the Sun uh, that I'd ever seen make an ensemble work and their care for it. And then I've done plays that turned to movies where the ensemble was like this. When I did The Last Appeal, our group was like that. But it was a different mindset of a group, too. You're also talking about having an altar call at the end of a movie or a play. You know what I'm saying? So you had a different goal. The goal was, hey, let us show you what prayer, the power of prayer is. Let us show you what, having an experience with God is like, So it's a different mindset, a whole different thing. Those projects they mean a lot.
Nice.
Any more questions?
So just as we're gonna round things off soon, as far as before I get going, the finest winest has two more questions. He said, aside from 7 Remake, what are some other voice work that you've done for games that you've really enjoyed? And to follow up on Oni's question, so one of our boys, Juan, anything for Final Fantasy 14 you know about?
I
El
saw that
Jawan.
question. I was wondering. If
My brother Juan, yes.
No, I can't speak about.
I assumed as much. I
so
assumed as much.
even if this
I assumed on that
wall of
one.
NDA right there.
But I will say this about 14. I have very dear friends on 14, and I love them. I mean, I really love them. Bethan and Colin are just the twins. They are unreal. And I will see them, and this is for Jawan. I will see them somewhere when it's announced in August. So I will see them, and hopefully, Jawan, if you can get out to the East Coast somewhere when it's announced,
Oh,
then
he's
you'll be able
already
to meet.
there.
You'll be able to
Yeah,
meet.
he's
You'll
on
be
that
able to
side.
meet some folks, and I mean, you'll. Let's just put it this way: if you can get to the East Coast in August, I can't say anything about it yet. I
Beticus.
shouldn't have said what I said. If that's your game, you should be there.
Beticus.
Don't worry, we'll put like farmhouse noises over that part. So
Stupid.
You're like, why is John like this?
So I was gonna ask on the other side of things for the industry. So we know there's been strikes and such that had gone on towards the end of the year. What has that experience been navigating just the industry with everything changing? Because we know whether it be our video game industry having layoffs, strikes, just different difficulties and hurdles for those in the industry. Like, what has that experience been for you?
It's been tough because the artist side of me hates for there to be a pause in work for everyone who's a creative on every side, even the doggone Teamsters who drive the trucks. I hate seeing people out of work because of negotiations that have to happen in order for folks to be paid fairly. I'm from the old school of pay a workman worthy their hire, and you don't just poo-poo it. But we're in a very fickle business where sometimes people take advantage of or don't realize the importance of a team or a group, a crew. So it hurt like crazy to have to go on strike. I was hoping that we didn't. and I definitely didn't think it was going to last that long.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have stayed at home, I would have probably lost my mind. But I told my wife, hey, we never get this kind of break for this long. Let's see the world. And for me, seeing the world isn't all just about, hey, let's go kick back. It's not like that. I wanted to bless my children. I wanted to bless my wife. I wanted to see things that I had never seen. Like I was saying, the only things I've read about in history books. So I wanted to go see Rome. I wanted to go see Italy. I want to go see Greece. I haven't been able to see that yet. I went to go see. I was with my wife in Paris. We did another London tour, Stonehenge. Well, that was beforehand, but I wanted to see a lot of places. I wanted to have an experience because those experiences all lead to me working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can take every experience that I have and all the things that I've seen and apply that to some aspect of my work, whether it's the beauty of the Amalfi Coast, having that visual of seeing that when I have to give a speech about saving the planet, so to speak, and Final Fantasy. So many different things, the people, the food, the differences. I think every American, especially in my culture, I think I was raised to a point where all we were taught was Chicago and the neighborhood thereof. And I had a lot of friends that's all they saw. They never really saw anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They went to an amusement park. It was a huge deal, like, and it's like, oh, that's great. But that was only like 8 blocks away, or that was a few miles away. And so I think it's important that we as a culture see the world, and then we will stop. And I say that for the Western culture. I say that because we will stop honing in or hyper focusing on the things that are happening in the US. I think that once we see other cultures, experience other people, delicacies, um, experiences, then you realize this world is bigger than right where I am. So my heart goes out to folks who don't have a desire to do it and can. And my heart goes really out to folks who can't and don't have the finances to be able to do it or the chances to do it. But I think that's a big thing that a lot of us should see and experience because it broadens your mindset, it broadens your horizon, it lets you know that there are other people, it lets you know that there is a God in heaven who cares, it lets you know so many things traveling abroad. So that's something that weighs heavy on my heart. I forgot the question thinking about it so bad. I'm just thinking of friends. Did I answer the question?
How have you been handling said strike? But you did. Like, your way has
Oh
been
no. So
of
for me,
yeah.
I've always tried to work. I've
Mm-hmm.
always tried to find work. I've always tried to hone my skills. I've always tried to say, hey, if this portion isn't on, because we were on strike across the board, we couldn't
Yeah.
do anything. So I've always been like, okay, well, how can I go over here and teach? Okay, well, how can I go over here and do an autograph session, and give back that way? Or so I've always tried to work.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, it's so funny. I was talking to you earlier. This just came out today, and I'd been looking for it forever because all my friends were like, "Man, when you go do
Oh, you
your
found it nice.
when you go do your signings, yeah, do you have a Funko Pop?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a Funko Pop." And then I was like, "Wait a minute, yes, I do. I have Lego stuff." And they're like, "Man, I don't know if people are gonna buy Lego." Well, people actually do, and I didn't know Lego was still a big deal.
Bro,
But I didn't have
oh
a Funko
man.
Pop. Right. But then people were like, "Yo, man, you did LeBron in Space Jam." I was like, "Oh, I did. I did do okay." And multiverses, okay. And then they're like, "And you did do Frozone." I'm like, "Yeah, in the video game, I did." And then, so they started talking about you did do Black Panther. I'm like, "Oh no, that was Chad. I don't mess with that. I did it in the Legos. And I did it in a couple other things, but so certain
Mm-hmm.
things I'm like, but then I'm like, oh, there's a Funko Pop. Somebody told me they were like, hey, there's a Funko Pop coming out from one of the characters you did for Naruto. You need to check it out. I'm like, whatever. You didn't want to represent me then. Why? Anyway, so I was like, all right, what is it? And they said it's Nine Tails when you did Son Goku. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking it's little Funko Pops you can fit in your hand, and
Got
fit
that
on the
big eight
screen.
tails. Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like it's this big.
Dang.
It's
Hey.
huge.
The
That's
big
huge. It's
boy.
bigger than my head. Yeah, I'm like, dude, 10 inch. and it took me forever to find.
How
this
many
junk.
Targets did you go to?
I went. Well, how many did I contact? Is the
Ah.
question.
Mhm.
I think I reached
Mark
out
that.
to 9 targets that were
Wow.
close. I found it in 1, 2, and then my buddy Scott White. I don't know if you should have Scott White on
Scott.
the
Oh
show.
yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Scott?
Oh,
Yeah, the homie.
oh,
Oh yeah.
oh, Scott. Oof. Scott is. We were at a convention last week, and he was doing Homer Simpson, and I literally, I was like, dude, I thought it was him right there. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, I forgot. Not a real character. And then he just started doing like Starscream. He was doing all these different Transformer voices. He's incredible. But anyway, he was like, I'm out in Orange County. I know they got it out here. So he called me up. He found like 6. I'm like, cool.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
And I looked online. I'm like, yo, how can I get this wholesale? You can't. And when it's a Target exclusive, you cannot. So then I was like, all right, let me look online. I'm just gonna get it on eBay and everything. eBay it's like already $100 to $150.
The
Jesus.
pub
I'm
game
like,
is
dang it.
brutal.
Bro, I didn't know. And the bigger they are, the more they are, right? So I'm like, let me
Mhm.
get this because this actually could pay for my son's education.
That's real.
Let me go ahead and
That's
get this.
real.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
No,
I
this
was like,
the
all right.
the pop craze now was making me kick myself for not keeping my Beanie Babies from like 99, 2000.
Yeah, they're worth a lot.
Like I
But that's what I
saw.
was doing, D. I was going around doing conventions and stuff. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry, D. Go ahead.
No,
You say
I was
you-
just
you
saying.
say-
I recently saw a Beanie Baby that I know I had up for sale for a solid like $3,000, and I was all
Ooh.
like, yeah, I just
Ooh.
turned my whole phone off. Just threw it on the bed. I was like, I don't even
Ooh,
want to
that
look at
hurts.
you right now.
That hurts.
Me and Justin
Yeah.
are perfect examples of like, yep, we got all this crap around us, but ooh wee when I sell it.
Right? Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
after that, like I'll tell you, all of the comic books I bought are in plastic, and the ones that I think are going to be worth something are in plastic inside more plastic, in a box somewhere.
I got mine too. And my son just asked the other day, Dad, what are you doing with your comic books? I'm like,
Don't worry
that's
about it.
your inheritance.
Just be like, we don't touch those.
Yeah, we know.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like you can read a few if you want. Just don't open them all the way up and put them back where you saw
There you
them.
go.
Mhm.
Yes,
That is
sir.
your inheritance.
That
and
was
they
my
don't need-
whole thing. Wash your
Yeah.
hands.
Bro.
Wash your hands. Be careful with the pages. Don't crease anything.
Yeah,
Put it
glue.
back in.
I think I still have my Sandman signed by Neil Gaiman when I was in college.
Mm.
Like issues
That is
1
awesome.
through, what was it 1 through 10 maybe, signed by him. And
Oh, yeah.
he's another dude who I think is incredible. He's incredible. You're talking about the mind. Certain people, the creative minds that they have, and they're able to translate it and put it on film or paper, and just. And he's the kind of dude, though. He actually does his own performances too. So he did a reading of one of his pieces, and I thought it was brilliant with an orchestra behind it.
Oh wow.
Brilliant. So, oh yeah, it's just when I start looking at things, I look at things that go deep. I don't like things that are surface anymore. I like things that mean something. I like people who do things that people may think are surface, but those words mean something. I mean, it's something when you've experienced life and you write about it and you turn it into a pop hit or something. It's crazy.
Mhm.
People don't understand it. Oh, it sounds great. It's good to dance to. It's like, no, have you listened to the words? I just recently went on Spotify and download. I was like a Prince live,
Mhm.
and there's more Prince music out now than there ever was in life. And I wanted to hear all of his live stuff, and they have like a compilation. It's long of
Mhm.
his stuff live. I encourage you, if you're a Prince fan, if you're a fan of music, listen to Prince live. And yeah, you'll hear some of the lyrics that he did, but some of the stuff in between that he's doing and the music and the this dude. I mean, I knew he was a genius when I met him and saw him and hung out and all that stuff at Paisley Park and at Glam Slam, but the stuff he did on tour that I was never privy to. Oh my gosh, dude was incredible.
I keep
Incredible.
hearing so many different things about Prince, especially being here in Oakland in the Bay Area and knowing he had a presence here. Like
Mhm.
just word of mouth stuff that you don't hear on the news or tabloids and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, Prince was secretly paying for X amount of people's college educations or stuff like that. Or Prince is the reason that this this center in West Oakland opened up. He was the one who bankrolled that and just didn't put his name on it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
he did a
there's
lot.
so
He
many
did a lot.
stories like that.
He did a lot, and people, and he wanted to be on the down low. He wanted to be low, and then I think he made people sign NDAs to not mention his name about it, and he did a lot. Did a lot for the community, and people don't recognize it. That's why I say, if you're given a platform and you abuse it, shame on you. But if you're given a platform and you use it to not just pay it forward, but to reach people and to take care of people and to take care of generations to come, that's doing your God job.
And
Where we at with them questions?
All right, I was gonna say, I'm like, if the boys have
Yeah,
anything
that's
more, I think we can actually
that's a
call
nice
it an
place to
episode.
put
Justin
on
ain't
it.
got no more. Justin ain't got no more. I'm teasing.
he does.
No, I am.
We-
I
No more
Everything
questions that
he
can
wants
be
to talk
answered.
about, he can't ask, and this will guarantee next time we have you on, Justin will not shut the hell up. I guarantee it.
It's all good.
And
It's
it-
all
and
I only
that's
got
gonna be a
one
good
question
time.
left for you, Unc. Did you have a good time?
with you guys? You kidding me? All the time. Hey, it's not quite dark out, but I had it for a minute.
Right?
Always
Yeah.
laugh when we talk. I'm like, they're gonna have a part 2.
Oh wait,
Yes, sir.
we need one. See,
And we won't wait 4 years for it this time.
No,
It's still-
I'm serious about that. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna chop it up after the game is released.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets to play it and experience
Yeah.
it for a minute. Cam, it's in my throat.
Oh, you know, just a little bit of something. But yeah, we will definitely get back together much sooner than later this time around, for sure.
Yes.
We definitely will, and I can't believe it's been 4 years.
It's-
It doesn't feel like because we've seen each other in between, but it's been a minute. So we
Absolutely.
gotta rectify that
Miss you
for
all.
sure.
Definitely.
I miss y'all, man. You have no clue. Like I said, the time that we were able to spend in San Jose was priceless. Priceless.
It was fun. We gotta hang out. again.
Absolutely.
That's
Next time we down
awesome.
in LA, we gonna hit you up. Hopefully you in town. I know when we were out there, you were out with Q and all that.
Bro,
so
I
I
got-
know
I got
that was a
crazy
whole.
schedule now.
That was
Yeah.
a
You
whole-
know, because you had to have surgery, so
Yeah.
things slowed down. But my schedule, I think either me and Michelle or or myself, we're out of town every month until August.
Oh wow. Oh, you busy,
Then
busy.
it picks back up. It picks back up in October or November. Yep, October. And
So
then
you-
that goes through the
Jesus.
following year.
Busy is
It's
good.
not just work though. It's not just work. It's
Okay.
like I'm going to this this leadership conference with my wife in March, and I'm really looking forward to it because I think the next chapter in life for me is to take the work that I do and be able to help others pursue a career, or I'm not sure what it is yet. I think I'm going to find out at this leadership conference, or to take what I do and it'd be a platform to speak to people, you know, whether it's motivational speaking or uplifting and encouragement, whatever it is.
You do very
because
well
I
at that.
think
You do good. You
We'll-
do
we'll
very
figure it
good
out.
job at that, sir.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out because I think it's supposed to be on a bigger, in a bigger arena,
Okay.
not people wise,
Yeah.
but help.
Right.
You know, we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
I'll let y'all know in March.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah.
But with that, then everybody, we will call this an episode. Once again, thank you, Uncle John, for coming through, having a good old time. It's always a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Always, man. Thank you all. Thank you everybody for listening and all them crazy questions y'all were asking. Hopefully I answered everything and didn't just talk too long. I see Cam over there yawning. I don't want to make nobody mad.
Oh,
I'm teasing. Cam smile. You know.
Well,
he ain't.
Cam didn't even play the old school Final Fantasy VII. So
Oh, that's Cam. I didn't say that
it's
that time.
yes.
Just throw one more out there.
Like if
right?
you, like if you
Just one
open the
more.
lid slightly, Unc, let's all that.
I know.
That's all it
Justin
takes.
just, boom.
That's all it takes.
Just off it. Boom. Justin's like, I'm gonna leave
He's
it at
strong.
that.
He don't need a lot of space. He'll force his way through.
Right.
That's hilarious.
All right. But as always, everybody, remember you can follow us anywhere at Rusty Rupees or Rusty Rupees with 2 eyes on Twitter because Twitter's some hoes. As always, you can follow us right here at twitch.tv/Rusty Rupees. Go ahead and hit that like, follow. Appreciate you as always. Remember, you can follow me anywhere at XXShadowKamiXX. Justin?
Road Ninja 23.
Deontay,
13 Cross, spell it out. Don't be lazy.
Cameron,
Fly Richie, IE, no why, hashtag Indie Watch.
and where can the peoples find you, Uncle John? Where you at? Where you at on things?
Y'all did that so smooth. I remember the last time I did this, I said, Darren, I don't know. You have to tell me. Everything.
You can follow him anywhere at John Eric Bentley on
John Eric-
and I remember
John
that too.
Bentley or John Eric Bentley. I'm like, I don't have them smooth. And I'm like, dang, that was cool.
Well, you know,
Hey, man, we've been doing this for a lot
for some time now, you know.
Years now.
We've gotten better.
4
A
years.
wee-
I
a
still
wee
got the
bit.
same hand.
9 episodes to be precise.
How many? How many? 199.
This is 169. And remember, everybody, you can also catch this man's amazing voice February 29th, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, coming to you PlayStation 5. I'm not sponsored, but I'm shelling the shit out of
Hell
Uncle John
yeah.
here. I don't get nothing for that aside from just please go and experience this man's amazing performance. Everybody's amazing performance. Once again, February 29th. We're 11 days away as of recording. Can't wait. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, everybody stay rusty. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, y'all.
And that's just for me in editing. But
Yep.
okay, we still here. Hi, everybody. Now we
Yeah.
can just kind
Yeah.
of talk a little bit before we call it a
Yeah.
streamy stream. But once again, John, thank you for being here with us, sir.
I was gonna
How
say,
about
like, that
the
was great for
golf
that.
bug then?
That was great for that outro. But honestly, you could just turn something on and you might hear or see John. There's so much on this. I'm like, yeah, I've watched that. That was you? Yeah, I've watched that. Dang, I should have watched that in English. Dang. You? Yeah. Like, sounds like
So we have some
the
friends that are
Digimon Tri narrator. I didn't know about that.
fans. Sorry.
That was fun.
What'd you say,
That was
Kim?
fun.
I was saying that I saw that you did Yakuza, Uncle John, and we had some friends on a few weeks ago. that
Oh,
are
that's
big
right.
Yakuza fans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shout out.
Oh yeah,
I'm
the Stumped
surprised
Games
I
crew.
didn't-
Yeah, Stump
I
Games.
was so nervous for doing that, man. I was like, I'm gonna have to be for real, man. A black man playing one of them. I was nervous. I was so nervous doing that. But you know, one of my favorite jobs that I did, it jacked me up, was what's his name? Junji.
Oh, Junji Ito. I
Junji
remember you telling us
Ito.
about
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
before it
you
had come out.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing was, oh man, bro. That was an experience.
So after you had let us know about that, and we had like when I watched it, I was looking for the specific episode you were in, and I
It
knew
was
that
3.
there was 3. Okay, there was one specific one. It was the one with the
head?
balloons.
Balloons.
yeah.
So
was
that
good.
one, I had picked up which character you were, and still that was also the funniest thing. I gotta go to job still. All right. I'm
And
just
then
like,
next thing you know, you're like, where's
Yep.
that?
it was just
Yep.
it was just so funny because I'm just like, yep, there he goes. And he's like, I still have work to do. Bye, Uncle John. It's over. It's over right here. As soon as you go outside,
Never left the crib. Yeah, should have never left the crib. No, we played three fathers in that, which I thought was funny.
It's that.
And I
Let's
was
see.
like, how do I change my voice up for this, Dad? How do I change my voice up for this? But the very last episode, I told you guys about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that noise.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I was so caught up because I like Stephen King stuff too. I was so caught up in the episode. I'm like, man, this is so good. And they're like, John, you can watch it after you finish. So I was like, let me hurry up and finish. So I finished super early. And that one episode, I'm like, I want to know about this one. And have you guys seen it? I don't want to ruin anything.
Oh no, go ahead.
I've seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you're.
Go
You've
ahead.
seen it, D? You haven't? So this one episode, man, there's this noise that's in it. I'm not going to say what the noise is. But I was like, what is that noise? I kept asking them. And then when I found out what the noise was, they told me what the noise was before the reveal. I had to turn it off. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Just show me my part. Just show me my part. Let me do my. I couldn't even watch.
Have
I
you
watched
ever-
almost every one of them.
Have you ever gone and read any of the Junji Ito
Oh,
works? Okay.
You know this. You know what he does, right? He wakes up from sleeping and he starts writing what his dreams were. Those are all his dreams. All those
Okay.
things are from his
Dreaming
dreams.
about?
Nah.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
That man.
Yeah,
read
a lot of
it.
Junji
Wild.
Ito, and that's
That's terrifying.
crazy,
That's
right?
actual
Burping is
terrifying.
what it is.
Stephen King's the same way though, but Stephen King says sometimes I go up and write. He doesn't. I don't know about the dreaming part. He says sometimes I go up and write, and it's like someone is controlling my hand. So to me, is there's a difference. Like Junji Ito probably has some crazy dreams, right? But they're dreams. I don't know if they're induced dreams, right?
Right.
But Stephen King, I'm like, well, that's true possession.
Right.
That's just what
Somebody
that
have
is
your
right
hand
there.
in writing? No.
For you to say I look up and I'm finished with a book and it's like my hand has been guided by someone else. That's like, okay, well, what do you so I always say, what price do you pay to do what you do? You know?
Specifically the books that he's come out with. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God. But if you look at some of the books that he's written that are absolutely brilliant, that you're relatable, like Misery,
Yeah.
Stand By Me,
Yeah.
Christine, even Cujo,
Right.
Yeah,
Pet
right.
Cemetery. They're spooky and crazy as all get up, but you're like, oh, these are real people.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a real life situation.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
not
the
not
scary part about it,
everything
is that it could
Yeah,
happen.
I'm about to
Right.
say that's why it's scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Right,
something
not
comfort
everything is
when your
crazy.
horror is more fantastical, right? There's something comforting in that
Like that ain't never gonna happen.
Right.
Right.
For real.
Right.
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 That ain't never
That's
gonna
why.
Oh, you can walk down that alley. You okay? It's just
Yeah.
your neighborhood.
I think that's why, like, that new the Silent Hill, the short game that came out, the short message. So I streamed that the other week, and first off, terrifying and depressing all at the same time. I can do both of those things in separate occasions. I could do something that's depressing. I'm cool. I could do something scary.
Right.
That's cool. Together, that wasn't okay.
Too much.
That wasn't
Too much.
okay. And
Too much.
the
wasn't Sentinel sacrifice like that or no?
no. That was different.
Aw.
Hellblade was its own.
Oh,
Oh,
Hellblade,
that
yeah.
picture.
I'm gonna send you the link to where I found
That
this.
looks like it's a pin.
Oh,
And
that is
it
amazing.
It's a
does.
pin.
It is.
It is
I was
that
like,
is
that
a-
looks like a pin. I could see it.
That looks amazing.
Oh,
Yes, in that.
that's really cool, bro. That's
Um,
like the flowers at church.
Mm-hmm.
But so Hellblade
No,
was
you're right,
different because schizophrenia. That was crazy.
Right.
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 That
And
was-
you
that was
you
voices.
It's not like you can follow, but you get it, right?
Exactly.
Right.
But it's not too much. It's because you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Y'all
Mhm.
crazy.
But this, it
Right.
was just
Y'all
like
crazy.
just
Yeah.
teen depression and angst that, like, it's relatable, but also like I'm sad because you're sad and you're
Right.
sad
Are
about
we
everything.
Are we off air?
No.
No,
We're still
Oh,
on.
okay.
So
alive.
you know what? Actually, we are going to send this raid over. So
Yep,
so
that
as of
sounds
right
good.
now, once again, tell everybody, tell Uncle John, thank you for being here. We always appreciate him. It's amazing.
Yes.
Thank
He is
y'all.
fantastic.
What an amazing person.
And let
Thank
me
you
see
very
who's
much for
gonna
everybody.
send this raid over to. Who we gonna bless with this raid?
Also, go play Final Fantasy if you haven't.
Go
already.
play Final Fantasy.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you know what? Speaking of Final
Is there
Fantasy,
another cam out there?
we gonna send this raid over to the homie Fady Fade, who is playing Final Fantasy VII right now. So
Hey,
Oh,
yes,
no
sir.
way.
The
Yeah.
original?
he's no, I think he's got
What-
voice
what is he?
acting. I think he's playing a modded version that has voice acting from the remake or the OG.
Hey,
That's
that's
awesome.
sick.
Oh,
That's
all right.
awesome.
Cam,
That's
would
the
you play
version you should
that?
be playing, Cam.
Yeah, I'm about to say, would you play
I'm
that?
gonna just watch Fate play.
Let me
Just
see.
a second.
Is
That
this
doesn't work.
Someone has modded the
I'm
original.
gonna
and
go
put
kick
our
him.
voices
Can
to
I?
it?
Can
That's what it sounds
Full-
like.
fully voice acted OG Final Fantasy VII
Wow.
mod. Yep.
Darren, give me
Wow.
permission to go and kick Cam.
Wait, but actually, is it
There's
from
there's
that
enough
arc, or was
different
it
to
like
where
a
I can
mod
see that being a
community
problem, but
that voiced? Is it a mod community that
It's a
went
mod,
back and
yeah.
voiced it themselves? Like I
Oh, it's
wonder,
a mod. It's not us.
yeah, like I'm wondering if they just voiced it like themselves. 'Cause I've seen that being
He
done.
I've-
says it
I've
as
heard
all right,
Seven
it's fan
remake.
voices. Deso says it's fan voices.
Fan voices. Okay.
Fan voices. Okay, cool.
I've
Okay.
heard some bad ones. I'm like,
Because I was like, the
what?
game wouldn't match. I was like, at first I was like, that's cool,
Right.
but then I was like,
Yeah, it
no,
wouldn't
different
match.
things.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Well,
No,
regardless,
I've heard some good
send
ones.
some
I've heard
love.
some bad ones.
Yeah.
Send some
Shout
love
out to
over
Fade.
to Fady Fade
Playing that.
with this
Yeah.
raid raid. Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
guys,
Hey,
and
Red.
see y'all
Thanks,
tomorrow for
Fade.
Community Day. Peace
Yes,
out,
sir.
y'all.
Johnny boy.
Boy.
Why? That's probably where I'm finna get my start.
That-
Fan dub
Twitch
games.
just updates